Yes. Now we will learn the new topic, that is demand and recovery, guys. Please be careful. This is a part of the assessment procedure under GST. Under GST. Guys, in the last chapter, we learned, or last topic, we learned assessment. What are the different types of assessment? That will come before this. Sir, what if that also didn't go well? Even after the proper officer did an assessment, the registered person or the person who was liable to pay GST didn't pay, then the proper officer will take a next step. What is it? Demand and recover. First, maybe he will request. If you don't pay, then he will demand. Darshan, what will he do? Demand. And when he will demand tax, interest along with penalty. Penalty. Sir, what if person doesn't pay in that case also? Then free boarding and lodging. Free boarding and lodging in the form of imprisonment. And he has all the right to recover it in one or the other form. Sir, can he seize my assets? Can he recover the money from me? Can he freeze my bank account? Yes, that thing and all we will see later. But now, demand and recovery. Sir, while demanding the amount by the person, how do they demand it? What is the procedure for it? Can he simply demand as if however he wants? No, no. There is a prescribed procedure. The proper officer has to follow this, guys. Or guys, listen, I will just explain the procedure. Listen here. See, even before the demand and recovery start, still there is one more chance they are giving. See, when demand and recovery procedure starts, first the proper officer will give a notice. For that notice, the registered person has to respond, and after that, he will take a final call. How much should a person pay, including tax, interest plus penalty also will come here. Okay. Now, there are different penalties covered here, guys. If you pay before notice, how much? If you pay after notice, but within 30 days of notice, how much is the penalty? Or else, sir, after notice also issued, he didn't pay. Final order is passed. And after final order is passed, within 30 days, if you pay, how much? Penalty. Sir, no, sir, after final order is passed, after 30 days, he is making the payment. Then how much penalty? We need to understand. I repeat, listen here. If you pay whatever you are supposed to pay before receiving notice, then different penalty. If you pay after receiving notice but within 30 days, different penalty. After 30 days, different penalty. Then one final order will be passed here for demand and recovery. After the order is passed, within 30 days of passing the order, if you pay, then the penalty is different. After 30 days, then penalty is different. Clear? So earlier you pay, you will pay less penalty. In simple. Clear? Yes. But even before giving a notice, can still registered person pay this amount, whatever he is supposed to pay? Yes. In that case, maybe the penalty and all they may tell, no need to pay. But tax plus interest you have to pay. And if there is a delay in filing the returns, even late fee under section 47. Is that clear? Means they are giving the option, they are giving an option for a person to pay GST even before the proceedings start under section 73-74. One offer they are giving. If you pay it before 73-74 starts, then penalty and all is not required. That is what is covered here. Clear? No, sir, not paid. In that case, can proper officer start the proceedings under section 73 or 74? Yes. When 73, when 74. Two different scenarios, we will see later. Chalo, let us see some basics about demand and recovery first. The liability for payment of GST rests on whom? Taxpayer. As it is payable on self-assessment basis, completely I am the one who should calculate how much should I pay and pay it and file the returns. Under self-assessment system of tax determination and payment of tax in GST regime, there is every possibility of short payment of tax, and sometimes deliberately taxes are also not paid by certain assessees. Guys, see, there can be no payment of GST or paid but less paid. Under two scenarios. Sir, by mistake I have not paid. It is like a mistake or error. Sir, intentionally I didn't pay. Let us see how proper officer will do or what he will do. It comes under fraud. For error or mistake, different provision. For fraud, different provisions, guys. And obviously the consequences for fraud case will be more. Penalty will be more for fraud cases. Okay. GST provisions have embedded and the elaborate provisions for the recovery of tax under various situations, such as tax short paid or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed, and non-payment of self-assessed tax or amount collected but not deposited to the government. If such liability is assessed wrongly, It may be a result of tax collected but not paid or short paid, input tax credit wrongly availed and utilized, erroneous refund claimed and subsequent to its identification, demand may be raised by whom? GST officials, who is nothing but proper officer, by issuing what? Notice, guys. Clear? Sir, what all situations are covered? I will just explain. Make a note of that in your notebook. Just give an heading: demand and recovery. Demand and recovery. Take down whatever I dictate. Given heading: demand and recovery. Under that, the following cases are covered. The following cases are covered here. HERE. The following cases are covered here. The following cases are covered here. HERE. Put a small dash. Under that, first one: GST not paid. GST not paid. GST not paid. First case. Understood? See, I will just tell you. Assume a registered person was supposed to pay 3 lakh GST, but he has not paid. He has not paid. Should he pay it? Yes. Now, if he has not paid, see, proper officer will not straight away go with demand and recovery. First, he would have given notice separately for assessment and all. We saw there. Even after that, if that person is not paying, then can the proper officer proceed further with demand and recovery? Yes. Now, assume a registered person was supposed to pay 3 lakh. He has not yet paid. And it is due from very long time. Interest is also running. Interest is also running, getting accumulated. Now, can we ask him to pay tax, interest along with penalty now? Yes, by giving a demand notice. By giving a demand notice, guys. Okay. Second one. Tax short paid. Tax short paid. Tax short paid. Tax short paid means what, people? See, I was supposed to pay, assume 3 lakh, but I have paid only 1 lakh. How much is short paid? 2 lakh. Can they demand this along with interest and penalty? Yes. I have paid, but not fully. But not fully. Next, third case. Excess ITC claimed. Excess ITC claimed. Excess ITC claimed. Excess ITC means, assume guys, I was eligible to claim only 1 lakh credit, but I have claimed 5 lakh credit. So excess credit, how much I have claimed? 4 lakh, bitti credit. Okay. Now 4 lakh, even though I was not eligible, or else maybe I have not satisfied the conditions given under section 16, still I claimed. Later, proper officer identified that I was not eligible for that 4 lakh. Can he demand that from me now? Yes. Guys, why? Because when I have claimed excess credit, what happens? I will adjust it against my output tax. What I will pay through cash ledger will come down. I'm taking a advantage, no? Unfair advantage, no? Yes. So they will, whatever extra credit I have claimed, they can demand it along with interest. You remember, we need to reverse it along with interest and all was there. Yes. What if I don't reverse? What if I don't pay it? They can demand it along with notice. Sorry, along with penalty through demand notice, guys. Next. Next. Erroneous refund of GST. Or you can write excess refund of GST. Okay. Means I have claimed excess refund. Excess refund. Yeah. What is this meaning, sir? Assume guys, we understood the refund procedure, right? What is the procedure for applying for refund? Now assume, see, normally when I am not eligible for refund, they will not give it. But by chance, even they were fooled by me. Assume I was eligible only to claim 2 lakh refund, but I have applied for 5 lakh. Successfully, they credited. Successfully credited. Goa trip. Okay, 3 lakh extra I got, no? Yes. Sir, 3 lakh Goa na? No, sir, Maldives only we can go. Oh, okay. So assume some foreign trip or some trip, the registered person went and came back. Later received a notice telling, sorry, we mistake, we have processed extra 3 lakh. You were not eligible for 5 lakh. You actually applied. Now you are also penalized for that. Okay, first of all, I should not apply. Even if I apply, they will not process. But successfully, both happened. Successfully, I applied for extra, they gave extra. In that case, can they take back? Yes, they can take back, guys. Clear? Because obviously, I would have manipulated, given wrong information, something would have happened which they believed it to be true, and they processed the refund. But later they realized they got fooled on them. In that case, can they send a demand notice for me? Yes, whatever excess part I have claimed, no, for demanding the payment of that along with interest and penalty, they can send a notice, guys. Did you guys understand? Yes. See, all of this, whatever we learned, no, tax not paid, short paid, excess ITC claim, excess refund claim. I need to segregate this into error, fraud. Clear? Who will declare? Not me. I cannot decide. Obviously, if they leave it to me, I will always tell, sir, error anta. Clear? So who will decide this? Proper officer. Because if it is a fraud, I have done this with an intention not to pay tax. That is called what? Fraud. Or willful misstatement or separation of fact. In that case, the consequences will be more, guys. So what you do now? So for that 4, whatever you have written, just put a flower bracket and draw 2 arrow mark under that. Draw two arrow mark for it. I will just show you here. Okay. Now you have written 4 points, people. Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Put a flower bracket. From there, do like this. Drop 2 arrows. In all these 4 cases, the proper officer will check the genuinity of the case. Genuinity of the case. If it is first part, if it is due to error or mistake, you write. Error or mistake. If it is error or mistake, under that section 73. Section 73. Error or mistake you wrote now, first case. Okay. For first arrow mark or first part, you write error or mistake under that section 73. That means simple, guys. If there is any GST not paid, short paid, or excess ITC claimed, or excess refund claim due to error or mistake, that is other than fraud, the proper officer can initiate the action against which section? 73. Under section 73. Come to the other case. Fraud. I'm just writing, I'm giving just small name here. In the law, they use the word separation of fact, willful misstatement and all. That we will take care. Just write fraud. Just write fraud under that section 74. 74. So here it is 73. Here it is 74. Wrote, yes. You write here you write till financial year 23-24. Guys, section 73 and 74 have impact only till financial year 23-24. Sir, what about after that? They have formed a new section. Which is that section? 74A. 74A. So from financial year 24-25 and onwards. Sir, which section? Section 74A, which combines both. Section 74A covers both error as well as fraud, both. Before it was 73 separately, 74 separately. 73 is for error, 74 is for fraud. Now they have combined both and they have formed a new section, 74A. Sir, what should we know? All three. All three. I will tell you why. But if you understand one, the other two becomes easy, guys. If you understand 73, 74 becomes easy. With small difference, we will identify it. Clear? Same to same. It has same number of subsections with some minor changes. Penalty and all will be more under 74. And if you understand 73, 74, 74A is easy. Obviously, it is not copy paste. They have formed it as new section. But when you have understood already 73 and 74, a combination of both of this, consolidation of both of this is 74A, guys, new section. But all three are relevant as on today. All three. Why I will tell you. Oh, fine. Let me come back. Let us go forward. Section 73 and 74 of CGST Act 2017 for a period up to financial year 23-24, and under Section 74A for a period financial year 24-25 and onwards. Okay. As on today, which section, sir? 74A. But if I have committed any mistake or fraud in the past, can they give notice even today? Yes. But under which section? 73 or 74. So even today notice can be given under section 73 or 74 for which my past mistakes or fraud. Whereas if I commit a mistake today, they can issue notice under which section? 74A. 74A. Hope you understood now, because we are in which position now? Financial year 24-25 and onwards. Is that clear? But please be careful. Sir, before that any mistake or fraud means we will forget. No. 73 and 74 are still alive today also. Clear? Even though there is a new section added. Sir, did they remove 73, 74? No, they have not removed it. Because even today it is relevant. Okay, chalo. State the circumstances under which a proper officer can serve a show cause notice for a recovery of tax along with interest or penalty applicable. Section 73 to 84 of CGST Act 2017 contains the provisions of demand and recovery of tax under GST. The recovery process of tax starts with communication of demand details, the issuance of show cause notice, and end with adjudication proceedings. Yeah, guys, today we will just focus on 3 sections. Other sections and all is there. Till 84 it is there. But today we will focus only on 3 sections, 73, 74 and 74A. Let us focus only on that. So if I have to just revisit the section numbers, you can see we have done in the previous chapter or previous topic till 64. In the previous topic, we covered all these sections, huh? Yes, sir. 65, 66, then 67 to 72 is not a part of your syllabus. Whereas what we are covering in this topic, demand and recovery, is from where to where? 73 to 84. 73 to 84. But as I told you, today we'll focus only on 3 sections. Okay, sir. Okay. We'll start with pre-show cause notice. Pre-show cause notice communications means what? Guys, even before starting with section 73 and 74, they're giving you the option. Even before notice is given, can I clear my liabilities? Yes. But in that case, no penalty. No penalty. Rule 142 Subrule 1A, the proper officer shall before a service of notice to the person chargeable with the tax, interest and penalty under section 73(1) or 74(1), as the case may be, shall communicate the details of any tax, interest and penalty as ascertained by said officer in part A of form GST DRC 01A. This is not a notice. Before giving the notice under section 73 or 74, can you give one warning? Before starting the procedure under 73, 74, hey, see, you are supposed to pay this. If you don't pay, I will start with 73. I will start with 74. Even teachers will give you warning. No, before putting you outside, they will tell, if you talk, I will put outside. Over and above that also, if you take risk, then what should teacher do? Use the power. Clear? Like that. Now, proper officer will first give a warning to you by sending a details telling, see, this is what you are supposed to pay. Still not paid. When will you pay? Okay, pay it within this many days. If not, we will start with 73 and 74. Rule 142 Subrule 2A, where the person referred to in Subrule 1A has made partial payment of amount communicated to him or desires to file any submissions against the proposed liability, he may make such submission in part B of form GST DRC 1A. Means after receiving, assume the proper officer gave a notice to a registered person, not notice, communicated to the registered person telling you are supposed to pay this much. See, please pay anta. Now, if you want to respond anything for it, including the payment, or you want to reply something, you can give that reply in what? Part B. Part B of DRC 01A, guys. The aforesaid provisions provide for communication of ascertained amount of tax, interest and penalty to the assessee in Part A of DRC 1A. The aforesaid provisions are intended, means in that communication, should the amount what is pending should be mentioned? Yes. The aforesaid provisions are intending to reduce litigation by affording the registered person an opportunity to pay tax dues, wholly or partially. Guys, see, if we start with section 73, 74 and all, even proper officer know it is an hectic for him also. So even before that, they are giving you one chance. Even before that, they are giving you one chance through this communication, where the registered person opts to pay the tax dues as demanded under Rule 142(1)A. the proper officer shall not proceed to issue a show cause notice to the extent the amount is paid. Now assume a communication was made to a registered person, he accepted it and he paid it. Will notice be issued under section 73 or 74? No, sir. No notice. But what if, listen here, a person was supposed to pay 3 lakh plus interest. Communication was made to him, but he paid only 1 lakh. Remaining how much is pending still? 2 lakh plus interest. He has not paid. For that amount, can notice be issued? Yes. If the amount is not fully paid, then for the remaining amount which is due, can notice be issued under section 73 or 74? Yes, it can be issued. As per the process, the proper officer shall communicate the ascertained amount of tax, interest, and penalty to the assessee in part A. Okay, whatever is the amount he is supposed to pay. Upon receipt thereof, the assessee, if it feels that the proposed liability is payable at the end, may choose to deposit the same. In this case, it has reasons for non-payment of proposed liability. It should submit its response in part B of form GST DRC 01A. Means, if registered person feels that no, what you are telling is wrong, I should not pay it, he should respond, he should give his response in what? Part B. In part B, in simple, he should give his reply in part B of DRC 01A. Further proceedings under section 73, 74 or 74A of CGST Act 2017 shall be initiated only upon consideration of response, if any, received in part B of form GST DRC 01A. Means first communication has to be given by the proper officer to the registered person. Wait for his response. Only after receiving the response, if proper officer is not satisfied, can he start with 73, 74 or 74A? Yes, he can start. Okay, but he has to wait for the reply. Okay, now the important thing. Pre we saw. If pre doesn't work, then we need to go to post. Post we need to create now. What is it? Sir, start the proceedings under 73 or 74. And please be careful. 73, 74 both simultaneously will not work. First, proper officer has to check, sir, is there a error or is there a fraud? Clear? And please be careful. I told you, they will not ask registered person. Registered person, did you do error or fraud anta? Obviously, you will tell what? Error. Oh, yeah, sorry, sir, I didn't know anta. Clear? So, who should check the genuinity of the case? The proper officer. Clear? Yes. Applicability of which section? Section 73 in a situation other than fraud means error. Error or mistake. Whereas 74 is with an intention of committing fraud means intentionally person didn't pay. Intentionally to deceive the tax authorities or to evade the tax, he didn't pay the amount or he claimed excess credit. In that case, can they initiate the action against the person under section 74? Yes. Fine, guys. We'll start with section 73, very important. And whatever subsections are there now, 74 also has same number of subsection to greater extent, means for majority, order is same. Here and there some minor changes would be there, but once you understand one section, another section becomes easy. You can just know what is the difference between 74, what is between 74 and 73, guys. Let us start. Guys, I will explain the step once. Listen here. Step. Whatever is covered here. Because when you read the provisions and all, if you know the steps, it becomes easy. First, now forget about pre-part didn't work. Pre-part didn't work. So what they are doing? Starting with 73. Oh, 73 is a case of what people other than fraud. In simple, error or mistake. Okay, what and all is covered? I already told you. Not paid, short paid, excess ITC claim, excess refund claim. All four will come. Or any one of this four. Okay. First, assume I was supposed to pay 5 lakhs, didn't pay. They will issue a notice to me, including because you should pay a tax of this much plus interest plus penalty of this much. They will issue a notice and wait for my reply. Once I give a reply, they will take a final call. They have to give an opportunity of being heard for me. Okay, now? Yes. And in this process, if they need any information, can they ask from me? Yes. And who will decide how much penalty I need to pay? The proper officer. Depending upon when I am paying. Now I have various options, guys. Sir, assume I I got to know, I got a smell of, oh, proper officer is getting ready to issue notice to me. Even before issuing notice or even before receiving notice, if I pay, will they issue notice to me? No. Understood. In that case, no penalty also. Or else, they gave notice to me. I paid within 30 days of receiving notice. Then also, as per section 73, no penalty. Sir, no, sir. Even after notice, I didn't pay. They will pass a final order. Then within 30 days of that final order, if I pay, small amount of penalty is there. After 30 days also, penalty is there. Okay, now, yes. And in between this, they gave a notice, they passed a final order. No. In between this, they can also issue a statement to me. They can also issue a statement to me. Sir, listen here, listen here. Interesting. They gave notice to me before they passed final order. Now assume this notice was given for, assume November 22. November 22. Or 2-3 months. November, December, January, they issued a notice. After they issued a notice, they observed one more thing. That, oh yo, he didn't pay tax even for another 3 months. Can they issue one more notice? No, they told you can issue statement. You can issue statement. Okay, for what? If you have found out that this person has not paid GST for another 1 or 2 months, which is not covered in the notice. In the notice, what is covered? Assume November. But later, proper officer got to know that I have not paid tax for even December. Can he cover it through a separate statement? Yes. But once statement is issued, no, it is as if a part of notice. As if a part of what? Notice, guys. Hope you guys are understanding. Clear? I repeat. Sir, notice is already issued for November month or any months. Sometimes notice will be given for 3-4 months, 6 months, 1 year and all. Okay. But after issuing notice, proper officer identified, oh yo, there are few more months for which this person was supposed to pay tax but not pay. Can he tell, hey, give back the notice, I will change the period and give? That is not possible. So what will he do? He will issue a statement telling, see, sir, I gave notice previously for this many months, but now I am giving statement for few more months. Clear? You are liable to pay that amount plus this amount. That is notice amount plus statement amount. Is that clear? And when he is passing a final order, can he consider both notice plus statement? Yes, he can consider both. Hope you guys understood. This is the steps, guys. This is the steps. Let us understand. Determination of tax not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized for any reason other than other than fraud or any willful misstatement or separation of fact. Means these things are not covered in section 73. So then where is it covered? 74. So other than fraud, willful misstatement or separation of fact. Okay, sir. It's covered in section 73, read with rule 142. Okay. Subsection 1. 73 subsection 1. Where it appears to the proper officer that any tax has not been paid or short paid or erroneously refunded. Means even though I am not eligible, I have claimed more. Or where the input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized for any purpose other than the reason of fraud or any willful misstatement or separation of fact to evade tax, he shall serve a notice in form GST DRC 01. DRC stands for people demand and recovery on such person, requiring him to show cause as to why he should not pay the amount specified in the notice along with interest payable thereon under section 50, which is 18% per annum, and a penalty leviable under the provisions of this act or rules made thereunder. So simple, guys. Notice is issued for what and all amount? Tax plus interest plus penalty. But penalty may not be there always. But if it is there, should they mention in the notice? Yes. So in the notice, all this information has to be mentioned, guys. Okay. Even the amounts, how much tax is pending, on that how much is the interest as on today, plus if penalty is also applicable, how much is that? And what is the time limit to issue that notice also is given in the law. Can proper officer give notice whenever he want? No. Within certain time. What is it? The proper officer shall issue the notice under section 1, that is subsection 1, at least 3 months prior to the time limit specified in subsection 10 for issuance of order. Okay, guys, they're telling whatever is the time limit to pass order, no? Assume the time limit to pass order, I'm just randomly taking, is 31st October 25. I'm just randomly taking, okay? Notice has to be issued at least 3 months before this. At least 3 months before it. Sir, do they have any time limit to pass the order? Yes, it is there. We will see later. Assuming that date to pass order is 31st October 25. Now notice has to be given after this or before this or? Obviously before this. At least how many months before this? 3 months. At least. Sir, can it be given 4 months before, 6 months before, 10 months before? Yes. At least there should be 3 months gap between what, guys? Notice. Hello, hello, listen. At least there should be 3 months gap between what? Notice and final order. Notice and final order. Okay. Subsection 3. Where a notice has been issued for any period under subsection 1, the proper officer may survey now not notice statement in form GST DRC 02 containing the details of tax not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized for such period other than those covered under subsection 1 on the person chargeable with the tax. Simple. Sir, whatever period is covered in the notice, assume it is for November 22. Can they cover the same period even in the statement? No, not possible. This is for a period other than which is covered in the notice. So can statement be given for December or even for October? Yes. Hope you are understanding. What is the period covered under notice? November. Now, can statement also be given even for, again for November? No, no, not possible. It can be given for any period other than November, guys. Okay. Subsection 4. The service of such statement shall be deemed to be a service of what? Notice. Even though the statement is given, I told you, it will have a same impact of what? Notice, as if it is a notice. On such person under subsection 1, subject to the condition that grounds relate upon for such tax period are the same as are mentioned in the earlier notice. Means ground should be same. For example, sir, notice was given for tax not paid. Tax not paid. So even statement should be for what? Tax not paid. Tax not paid. Sir, can statement be for excess ITC claimed? No, no, not possible. Ground should be same, but period should be different. Correct? Huh? I repeat, ground should be same. For on what grounds notice is issued? No. Statement also should be issued on the same ground. Same ground means playground? Huh? No. Ground in the sense reason. Clear? Means, sir, notice was given for GST not paid. Statement should be given for what, Manjuda? GST not paid. But should it be for same period? No. Notice for it was for November, whereas the statement should be for any period other than November. Okay, sir. How much confusion they will create, sir. Subsection 5. The person chargeable with the tax may, before service of notice under subsection 1, or as the case may be, the statement under subsection 3, pay the amount of tax along with interest payable thereon under section 50 on the basis of his own ascertainment of such tax or tax as determined by the proper officer, and inform the proper officer of such payment. That is in GST DRC 03. I told you, even before this notice thing and all start, sir, I already got a smell that proper officer is getting ready to give notice. So I myself calculated and I paid, sir. All the things cleared. Now, will penalty be applicable? No. And if I have paid whatever I am supposed to pay, they will not go forward to issue notice. They will not go forward to issue notice. But listen here. I calculated and paid 3 lakh. But as per proper officer's calculation, it is 5 lakh. So for the remaining 2 lakh, can you issue notice? Yes, he can issue notice. Means what I have paid is less. In that case, for that short amount, can they issue notice? Yes. What if I have paid fully? Assume full 5 lakh I have paid. I need to give the details of that in GST DRC 03. In that case, they will drop the proceedings. Will they go ahead to issue notice? No, they will not. Subsection 6. The proper officer on receipt of such information shall not serve any notice under subsection 1, or as the case may be, the statement under subsection 3 in respect of tax so paid or any penalty payable under the provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder. Means whatever I was supposed to pay, even before receiving the notice, I paid it fully, sir. I paid and gave the information of that payment in GST DRC 03. If proper officer also is convinced with it, thinking, oh yes, whatever he was supposed to pay, he has paid fully. He will not issue notice, he will not issue any statement. That means there is no section 73. Will section 73 start? No, no. Subsection, actually, in my opinion, this they should have given at the top only. Okay, subsection 1 should have been this. But anyway, they have given below because first they told notice, so statement and all. Then they are telling, oh, here in this case, we will not issue notice. Okay. Anyway, it is coming in subsection 5 and 6. That's fine. Not in order is what I feel. Okay. But anyway, sometimes happens in the provisions also, they will give the main provision. But in the proviso, they will tell the above provision is not applicable in so and so case. And similar way they have done. But obviously, this is not a proviso. This is subsections. Subsection 5, subsection 6. Because proviso, normally we'll start with what word? Provided. Provide date, guys. Subsection 7, where a proper officer is of the opinion that amount paid under subsection 5 falls short of amount actually payable, he shall proceed to issue a notice as provided in subsection 1 in respect of such amount which falls short of amount actually payable. So in simple, assume I was actually supposed to pay 5 lakh, but I have paid only 3 lakh. And I told, sir, I have paid fully, sir. Take the information. And but they know that I was supposed to pay 5 lakh. For the remaining 2 lakh balance, can they issue notice? Yes. If I have paid full 5 lakh, then no notice. No section 73. But what I have paid is not full. I have paid only a part of it. For the remaining amount, can the proper officer start section 73? Yes, by issuing a notice. Subsection 8. Where any person chargeable with tax under subsection 1 of or subsection 3, that is notice or statement, okay, pays the said tax along with interest payable under section 50 within 30 days. Within 30 days of issuance of show cause notice, no penalty shall be payable, and all the proceedings in respect of said notice shall be deemed to be concluded. Means what they are telling is, listen, sir, notice was given or statement was given. Now, the registered person received it and he paid whatever he is supposed to pay as per this notice within 30 days. In that case, he should pay only tax plus interest, no penalty. No penalty. Subsection 9. The proper officer shall, after considering the representation or reply, if any, made by a person chargeable with tax, determine the amount of tax, interest, and penalty equivalent to 10% of tax or 10,000, whichever is higher, due from such person, and issue an order. Okay, means, sir, notice is issued. Within 30 days, if he pay, no penalty, but he didn't pay. Now, can proper officer pass a final order? Yes. And in that order, you can ask the person to pay penalty. So the order will be in which form, guys? GST DRC 0 fund. Okay. Subsection 10. Sir, what is the time limit to pass this order? Subsection 9 told proper officer, after giving notice or after giving statement, wait for few months, few days. If the registered person didn't pay, pass a final order. Pass a final order. What is the time limit to pass this order? Within what time it can be passed? Subsection 10. The proper officer shall issue the order under subsection 9 within 3 years from the due date for furnishing annual return for the financial year to which tax not paid, short paid, input tax wrongly availed or utilized relates to, or within 3 years from the date of erroneous refund. I have claimed excess refund? No, within 3 years from there. Clear? Guys, please listen. Simple, listen here. I have put a time period here. This case. What is the time limit to issue notice and pass order? Both we will see. Now assume, guys, the order or the notice will be with respect to any month in financial year 22-23. Assume November 22 only, or November, December we will take. Okay. So notice will be given for which month? November, December 2022. Okay. Now, what is the due date to file annual return for the year 22-23? What is the due date to file annual return? GSTR 9, 31st December 2023. That is 31st December of next year. Okay, sir. Within 3 years from here, order has to be passed. Within 3 years from where? 31st December 23. Which comes to how much, guys? 31st December 26. This is the time limit to pass order or no issue notice? Order. And we saw above, notice has to be given within 3 months before this. Correct? So 3 months before this means on or before 30th September 26. Hope you are understanding. I repeat. If notice has to be given for any month of financial year 22-23, notice has to be issued on or before what date, people? 30th September 26. And order has to be passed within what time? 31st December 26. Actually, we have to go reverse. First, I should know this. Only then I can know this. Listen, yeah. Notice is given for a period which is covered in which financial year? 22, 23. What is the due date to file annual return for 22-23? 31st December 23. Add 3 years for it. Add 3 years for it. Which comes to 31st December 26. This is the deadline to pass what? Order. By whom? Proper officer. As per subsection 10. Subsection 10 talks about time limit to pass order. But power to pass order is given where? In subsection 9. Listen. Subsection 9 told to pass order. Subsection 10 is telling the above order has to be passed within what time? Same way notice also, no? Subsection 1 told notice can be issued by proper officer. Within what time it has to be issued? Where is it given? Subsection 2. Subsection 2. Once I lock this, no people, at least 3 months before this, notice has to be issued. At least 3 months before this means, before this also can it be issued, or 30th September only should I go and issue? Any day on or before 30th September 2026. Is that clear? Hope you are understanding why I told 73 is relevant even today. Guys, 73 is having impact only till financial year 23-24. So, for any period before this or even for 23-24, can notice be given even today? Yes. Can order be passed even today? Yes. Understood. Because 74A will take over from which year? 24-25. So, if there is any error or fraud for the year 24-25 and onwards, 74A will be applicable. Whereas, if it is before that, which section? 73 or 74? Is that clear? So you can see here, even though the mistake or error is relating to this year, sir, can notice be issued and order be passed even after that? Yes, that means even today it is relevant. Even today it is relevant. Yes, guys. So this is the time limit. Okay, done with subsection 10. 11. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 6 or subsection 8. Okay, subsection 6 and subsection 8 is talking about what? Let me reread it again. The proper officer on receipt of such information, okay, shall not serve any notice. Means, guys, even before notice, the person paid the amount and communicated it to whom? Proper officer. In that case, proper officer can tell, okay, we will end it here. Yes, no notice. Then subsection 8, they told, within 30 days of receiving notice, if you pay, no penalty. No penalty. Now, subsection 11 is talking about it. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 6 or 8 means subsection 11 will override 8, 6 and 8. Okay. Penalty under subsection 9 shall be payable where any amount of self-assessed tax or any amount collected as tax has not been paid within a period of 30 days from the due date of payment of such tax. Simple. What they are trying to tell is, see, above whatever we told is not applicable. 11. If this is the case, listen, I had collected from my customer 2 lakh GST and kept it in my pocket. Kept it in my pocket. Serious offense, right? Yes. They're telling if you don't pay within the due date, that is within 30 days of due date, then will penalty be levied? Yes, penalty will be levied. Because you are playing around with government money. You collected it on behalf of government and keeping in your pocket, enjoying. Now they tell pay including penalty. Pay including penalty. Subsection 12 is an amendment which tells the provisions of this section shall be applicable for determination of tax pertaining to the period only up to financial year 23-24. Means 23-24 or before that. Or before that. Is that clear? Even today, sir, we are already in financial year 25-26 or 26-27, sir. Why are you teaching this, sir? Something which is outdated. I told you. I gave an example here. Even today, notice can be issued. Even today, order can be passed under section 73. Yeah, yes. So at the end, I have also given a summary of penalty, guys. Summary of penalty under section 73. Dues paid before issuance of show cause notice. No penalty. Case closed. No notice also. No penalty plus no notice also. Okay. No notice also. Okay, sir. Next, notice is issued, but payment is made within 30 days of receiving notice. In that case, no penalty, huh? No. But see, I am telling no penalty. Don't think that no payment. No, tax plus interest has to be paid. Okay. Next, dues paid within 30 days of order means it is not paid within 30 days of notice. It is paid within 30 days of order. Final order is passed, no, within 30 days of it. Is penalty levied? Yes, 10% of tax or 10,000, whichever is higher. Clear? For example, listen here. Guys, what I am supposed to pay is 5 lakh tax plus interest, assume 50,000. How much is the penalty now? 5 lakh into 10%, 50,000 or 10,000, whichever is higher, 50,000. So totally how much should I pay? 6 lakh. 6 lakh. So please be careful when you are applying 10%. 10% is on tax and interest, only tax. Only tax. Only tax. Darshan. 10% is on tax, Darshan. Huh. Any other case? Hey, Yashas. 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 Okay, fine. Any other case? Any other case means after 30 days. After 30 days. 10% of tax dues are 10,000. Whichever is higher. Whichever is higher, guys. Okay. Just have a look into this. Just have a look into this. Have a look. You are supposed to know this properly, guys, because whatever we will learn in next section, no, that is section 74, these things will change, especially the time period and even the penalty part will change. Whereas the procedure and all will remain same. Issuing notice, or statement, or passing order, all those things remain same. But the time period there is little extra because fraud, no. Okay, so extra time is given. Plus penalty should be more or less? More. The penalty, the amount of penalty is more, guys. Okay, let us see. Determination of tax not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized by reason of. Okay. Previously it was other than fraud, but here it is fraud, willful misstatement, or suppression of fact. Section 74. Guys, you know what is fraud? No, sorry. With an intention, I did it. I knew I was supposed to pay, but I didn't pay. I knew I was supposed to claim only 2 lakh credit, but I claimed 5 lakh. Intentionally. Okay. Or else, willful misstatement means what? Sir, intentionally I gave wrong information. I gave wrong information. Or suppression of fact means what? Sir, my outward supply was 20 lakh, but I gave only 5 lakh. Only 10 lakh. Suppression or in simple, in income tax language and all, we will call it as non-disclosure or undisclosed. Clear? Sir, I didn't disclose my sales fully or I didn't disclose my output tax fully. Yes. What is it? Covered in section 74, read with rule, guys. Okay. Actually, you can see, no, even in the previous section, I covered form number and all, form number, days and all. Where is days here? This and all actually is given in rules. But I didn't give it separately. I thought, okay, I will include it here only. And if by chance, if you cannot remember the form number, it's okay, guys. You can just tell in the prescribed form. In the prescribed form. Sir, time also I couldn't remember, sir. You tell within prescribed time. Sir, provision also I don't remember. I don't have answer. I don't have answer for it. See, I will tell worst case. By chance you know provision, but don't know form number. Time limit I remembered, but I forgot in the exam hall. So will I leave that question and come? No, no. At least write in prescribed form within prescribed time. Okay, Rakshita. Subsection 1. Where it appears, guys, even section 74 has 12 subsections. 12 subsection, but as it is a fraud and all, the time limit will be more, penalty will be more. Okay. Time limit, obviously, no, proper officer is getting that time. More is better or less is better? More is better. Clear. As he get more time, he can collect more information. So that, sir, I have solid evidence you did this. So if he has more time, he can collect more information. Yes. Subsection 1. Where it appears to the proper officer that any tax not paid or short paid or erroneously refunded or where input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized by reason of fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of fact to evade. Hello, all this he did to do what? Evade tax. Sir, evade tax means achievement, huh? No. It is a manipulation. Clear? Means, sir, I was supposed to pay tax, but intentionally didn't pay. He shall serve a notice in form GST DRC 01. Form notice number and all is same only. Yes, on such person, requiring him to show cause as to why he should not pay the amount specified in the notice, along with interest payable under section 50 and penalty equivalent to what? The amount of tax specified in the notice. Clear? Means how much can be a penalty? Means 100% of tax. Assume a person is supposed to pay tax 10 lakh, interest 1 lakh. Penalty will be how much? It might be as high as 10. Means that is maximum. That is maximum. It can be as high as 10 lakh amount of tax. Okay, sir. Now, what is the time limit to issue notice? Subsection 1 gave a power to issue notice. Within what time? Subsection 2. The proper officer shall issue the notice under subsection 1 at least 6 months. Hello? At least 6 months. 73? 3 months. Year? 6 months. Prior to the time limit specified in subsection 10 for issuance of order. Whatever is the time limit to pass order? No. At least 6 months before that. At least 6 months before that. Means simple. For order and notice, more than 6 months gap has to be there. Or sorry, at least 6 months. 6 months or more gap should be there. Clear? Means it should not be issued within that 6 months. It should be issued earlier than that. Hope you're understanding. I repeat, there should be minimum how many months gap between order and notice? 6 months. I'm not telling notice. See, here also we saw now at least 3 months gap. Notice should be issued within this period. No. Before this. Before this. Please don't assume that, oh, notice has to be issued within this period. No. They told minimum 3 months gap has to be there between notice and order. Okay, sir. So as per this section, it is 6 months gap. 6 months gap. Subsection 3. Where a notice has been issued for any period under subsection 1, the proper officer may serve a statement. Same story. Their notice is there. After that, can I give statement? Yes. But for different period, same ground. Correct, Ashwant? Same ground. Which ground? GPT ground. Allah. Same ground. Same ground means on what reason the notice was given? No. For that reason. Okay. Where a notice has been issued for any period under subsection 1, the proper officer may serve a statement in form GST DRC 02 containing the details of tax not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized for such period other than those covered under subsection 1 on the person chargeable with the tax. Assume notice is given for August 22. Notice is given for August 22. Can statement also be given for the same period? No. Any period other than August. But reason for notice and statement should be same. Okay. Subsection 4. The service of statement under subsection 3 shall be deemed to be service of notice under subsection 1 of section 73. Means even if statement is issued no, as per subsection 3, it will have a same effect of what? Notice. So after issuing statement and notice is one and the same? Yes. Chocolates. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಬೇಗ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು, ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Next, silence. Subsection 5. The person chargeable. ಅದು ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ನೀನ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಳ್ಳನ್ ತರ ಆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Longer the duration. Chala, leave. Subsection 5. The person chargeable with tax may, before service of notice under subsection 1, pay the amount of tax along with interest payable under section 50 and penalty. Penalty also is there, equivalent to 15% of such tax on the basis of his own ascertainment of such tax or the tax as ascertained by proper officer, and inform the proper officer in writing of such payment in form GST DRC 03. Guys, even before notice is received, I got a smell already. About what? Proper officer is getting ready to issue notice. Before that, I myself can calculate and pay it. Yes. In that case, tax plus interest plus penalty also. Even if I pay before receiving notice, also penalty is there. Yes. Why? Fraud. Correct. If it was error, no penalty was there for this. But here, there is a penalty. Of how much, sir? 15% of the tax amount. Okay. The proper officer on receipt of such information shall not serve any notice under subsection 1 in respect of the tax so paid or any penalty payable under the provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder. Means, assume as per my calculation, I was supposed to pay 5 lakh, I have paid it along with interest and penalty. And if that is the final figure, will proper officer go ahead to issue notice? No, he will not. But assume I have paid 5 lakh along with interest and penalty. But as per proper officer calculation, it is 8 lakh. For remaining 3 lakh, can he go ahead to issue notice? Yes, he can go ahead. Subsection 7. Where the proper officer is of the opinion that the amount paid under subsection 5 falls short of the amount actually payable, he shall proceed to issue a notice as provided for in subsection 1 in respect of such amount which falls short of amount actually payable. That is, if I have short paid and given the information, but proper officer understood that whatever I have paid is not full, can he issue a notice for the remaining amount? Yes. Next, subsection 8. Where any person chargeable with tax under subsection 1 pays the said tax along with interest payable under section 50 and a penalty equivalent to 25% of such tax within 30 days of issuance of notice, all the proceedings in respect of said notice shall be deemed to be concluded. Means, sir, proper officer issued notice. The registered person paid the amount within 30 days. Within 30 days. In that case, should he pay penalty? Yes, he should pay penalty. He should pay penalty how much? 25% of tax amount. If he pay tax plus interest plus penalty within 30 days of receiving notice, will the case come to an end? Yes, concluded. Conclusion. No more chapter, extra chapter. Sir, chapter 2, KGF Indo. Sir, last ali ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರಲ್ಲ sir. Like that, it may not be there. If everything is cleared properly, including penalty, Rakshita, conclusion. Conclusion. No more talking. Next, subsection 9. The proper officer shall, after considering the representation or reply, if any made by a person chargeable with tax, determine the amount of tax, interest, and penalty due from such person and issue an order. Okay, means pass an order. This section is giving a power to the proper officer to pass an order, demand order. In GST DRC 05. Same like section 73. Okay. But what is the time limit to pass the order? Different here. There it was 3 years, right? 3 years from the due date. But here it is 5 years. 3 year it is 5. See, for notice into 2 actually it was. 3 months, 6 months. But here 3 years didn't become 6 years. Please be careful. 5 years. The lawmaker want to keep it tough for students also. If they make it so easy, then student will easily remember Anta. They also want to make it tough. Because if they had followed the above trend, for notice, it was 3 months before, 6 months here. There it was 3 years, they would have made it 6 years here. It would have been easy. But still, 5 years. Okay. The proper officer shall issue the order under subsection 9, that is demand order, guys, within a period of 5 years from the due date for furnishing of the annual return for the financial year, to which the tax not paid or short paid, or input tax wrongly availed or utilized relate to, or within 5 years from the date of erroneous refund. Okay, I have given it here. You can see the timeline here. Assume, guys, notice is given for any period of financial year 22-23, any month or any quarter, or for full year of 22-23. For the financial year 22-23, what is the due date to file annual return, people? 31st December of next financial year, which is 31st December 2023. What is the time limit to pass an order? 5 years from here. 5 years from here, which comes to, I have done the calculation, 31st December 2028. And they're telling notice has to be issued at least 6 months before this. So at least 6 months before this means you have to go back, not forward, back. So it is 30th June 2028. I have clearly given less because later you will ask, sir, 31st December 2028 plus 6 months. It should be 30th June 2029. No, sir. Please be careful. It is less. We need to go backward. Clear? This is the time limit to issue notice. This is the time limit to pass order. The notice date belongs on what? The order date. Clear? Yes. Hope you understood. Clear? Yes. But assume this is case of that erroneous refund. Assume guys, I had claimed excess refund on what day? Assume 1st July 22. 22. So this is the date of claiming erroneous refund. They're telling within 5 years. Within 5 years from where? 1st July 22. Order has to be passed. And 6 months before that, notice has to be issued. Is that clear? Please be careful for erroneous refund. 5 years is not from the due date. 5 years is from the date of claiming excess refund. Excess refund. Same story even for 73. But there it is instead of 5 years, 3 years. Is that clear? Hope you understood. For any other case, we need to count 5 years, or for section 73, 3 years. From what date, people? Due date. Due date of filing annual return. Whereas for erroneous refund, we need to count 3 years or 5 years from where? Date of refund. Date of refund. Okay. Subsection 11. Where any person served with an order issued under subsection 9 pays the tax along with interest payable thereon under section 50 and a penalty equivalent to 50% of such tax within 30 days of communication of the order. All proceedings in respect of the said notice shall be deemed to be concluded. So once the order is passed, if the registered person pay the amount, whatever is mentioned in the order, that is tax plus interest plus penalty within 30 days, then what will be the penalty amount? 50% of tax amount. Sir, what if it is paid after 30 days? 100% of tax amount. 100% of tax amount. Subsection 12. The provisions of this section shall be applicable for determination of tax pertaining to the period only up to financial year 23-24. Even though it will end in the financial year 23-24, power to issue notice, power to pass the order, will it be beyond that year? Yes, it will be beyond that year. But for which period we can cover section 73 or 74 only is maximum up to 23-24. 2023-24. Is that clear? Yes, I have given a summary here. Time period you understood now? This anyway I explained it. Now coming to penalty part. Penalty part. Please observe here. I will go back to 74 now. Just observe the penalty here. If it is paid before notice or within 30 days of notice, no penalty. Or within 30 days of order, 10% of the tax plus, or 10,000, whichever is higher. Or even in any other case, same amount. Whether within 30 days or after 30 days, same penalty. But here it is different, guys. Please be careful. It is different here. You should know the exact difference between 73 and 74. Section and all is arranged almost in the same order, subsections. Clear? We had a time of supply for goods and services, no? Like that only. If you understand one section, other section becomes easy. You should only focus on what is the difference. And for that, I have already put a summary here. Okay, what is it? If the dues, that is tax plus interest, is paid before the issuance of so-cast notice, should penalty be paid? Yes, 15% of the tax amount. Sir, due is paid within 30 days of notice. Then is penalty applicable? Yes. How much? 25% of the tax amount. Whereas if it is section 73, in these two cases, no penalty. No penalty. Correct? Huh? Yes. Last. Dues paid within 30 days of the order, 50% of the tax. Sir, paid after that, that is after 30 days, any other case, then 100% of the tax due. 100% of the tax due. Sir, where is it given? Subsection 1 told something, you remember? Penalty can be equivalent to the amount of tax. So if the amount is not paid within 30 days of passing the order, that means in simple, after 30 days of order, then it is 100% of the tax amount, guys. Is that clear? Yes. Actually speaking, guys, if you learn section 73, you can straight away focus only on this. Correct? Because subsections and all talk about same thing. But scenario is different. Come on. 73 is one when people tax not paid, short paid, ITC excess claimed, refund excess claimed. Other than fraud, willful misstatement, separation of that. 74 is tax not paid, short paid, excess ITC claimed, excess refund claimed due to fraud, willful misstatement, separation of fact. Is that clear? Yes, guys. So, under section 74, more time, more penalty. Remember like that. More time for whom? Proper officer. And more penalty to whom? Registered person. Oh. I have also given this kind of theory questions can be asked. This kind of theory question can be asked. Difference between 73 and 74. First to talk about applicability. You know now when is what applicable? Yes, very important. And major difference between both is what, guys? Time period and penalty. Time period and penalty. Yeah, let me explain. Important, they may ask. See, actually, if you know what is 73, what is 74, you yourself can write all these points. Nothing to explain here. Whatever I already covered, I have just given it in the form of table. That's all. Difference between section 73 and 74 of CGST Act 2017. Applicability. 73. Non-payment or short payment of tax without fraud or willful misstatement or suppression of fact. Guys, non-payment or short payment, even excess ITC claim, even excess refund claim also is there. Just because of space, I have given only 2. All 4. I gave no points. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 are covered. 74. Here it was without fraud, no. Here it is with fraud. With fraud or willful statement or suppression of fact. Then, what is the time limit to issue notice? Here, at least 3 months prior to issuance of order. Whereas here it is at least 6 months prior to issuance of order. Double, guys. 3 and here 6. Next, time limit to issue order within 3 years from the due date for furnishing the annual return. Whereas here it is within 5 years from the due date of furnishing annual return. But this 3 years and 5, sorry, this is 3 years and 5 years. If it is due, if it is excess refund claim, so 3 years and 5 years will be counted from when? Date of refund. Date of refund and not due date. Okay. Coming to penalty. Penalty 4, you just divide that into 4 time gap. Sir, amount is paid before the notice. No penalty here, but here 15% of tax amount. Next, penalty is paid, sorry, amount is paid within 30 days of issuing show cause notice. No penalty, 25% of the tax amount. Okay. Next, sir, amount is paid within 30 days of the order. Here, the penalty is 10% of the tax or 10,000, whichever is higher. Whereas here, 50% of the tax amount. Sir, any other case? Any other case means in simple. Amount is paid after 30 days of issuing the order. In that case, same amount here, whereas here it is 100% of the tax amount. 100% of the tax amount, guys. The longer you take, the amount of penalty will be more. Okay. The provisions of section 73 and 74 shall be applicable for determination of tax pertaining to the period up to financial year 23-24. For subsequent period, the newly inserted section 74 shall be applicable. Clear? Please be careful. 74A is a new section, but is all 3 a part of your syllabus? Yes. Please be careful. But I believe if you understand 73, 74 is easy. If you know both, 74A will be easy. 74A, now they have clubbed both. Sir, for error, fraud, don't want. The proper officer was finding it very difficult. How do I judge whether it is error or fraud? You are supposed to pay but not paid. Now everyone will tell, sir, by mistake, sir. Obviously, no. Now a proper officer has to tell it is a fraud. He has to prove it is a fraud. So two different sections, they thought complicated for us only. Let us combine both and make it one section. 74A. Okay, now so they have consolidated both the sections and then they have made one single section from financial year. Which financial year, guys? From 24, 25 and onwards. And onwards. 74A, guys. Determination of tax not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized for any reason pertaining to financial year. Hello, any reason. Any reason includes Siri, fraud, other than fraud, fraud as well as other than fraud. Here they didn't distinguish. Okay, now both are covered in single section. Yes, but obviously penalty is different. If it is fraud, different penalty. Other than fraud, different penalty. Okay. Pertaining to financial year 24-25 and onwards. Okay. Guys, before I read subsections, no, I will go to one analysis. I have done an analysis here at the end. Listen here. Summary also I will go first. Okay. The major changes in this. Clear. Whatever time period was there before, no, now they have made a change in this. What is it? Guys, assume the mistake or error or fraud is with respect to any month of 24-25. Financial year 24-25. What is the due date to file the annual return for financial year 24-25? 31st December 2025. Okay, take that date. What is the time limit to issue notice under section 74A is 42 months from the due date of filing the returns. 42 months from the due date of filing the returns. So which comes to, can I take it as 3.5 years? 42 months means 3.5 years only, no? Correct? Bekonu check ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 42 divided by 12, 3.5. Okay. So what is the time limit to issue notice? Not order. Notice. 30th June 2029. And from there to pass the order, 12 months time is there. To pass the order, 12 months time. So 12 months from here comes to how much? 30th June 2030. This is the deadline to pass order. This is the deadline to issue notice. Now they are going straight away. Previously, they used to go to destination and come back. Correct. First they told what is the timeline to issue order. And notice has to be issued at least 3 months before that. 6 months before that. Means first we should know what is the due date to pass order. Then I need to go back. Correct. But now they have framed it properly. First they told what is the time limit to issue notice? 42 months from the due date of filing the returns. Okay. So that means this is the deadline to issue notice. And from there, within what time the order has to be passed? Within 12 months. Means maximum the order has to be passed on or before 30th June 2030. Guys, please be careful. This is deadline. Can the order be passed before this also? Yes. Sir, can notice be issued before this also? Yes, this is the deadlines. Please be careful. That doesn't mean that you will go and do it on that day only. No, any day before that is also okay. Okay. Yes. And year 12 months, no, to pass the order, it can be extended for another 6 months also. If there is a need of time, then they can extend it for another 6 months. Means totally 12 plus 6 it will be. So this will also will go forward for another 6 months. But if required. If required. Did you understand? Yes, sir. Now, coming to the penalty part. Time limit we understood. Under section 74A. Now 74A covers both the cases, no? Fraud or other than fraud. Both is covered. But penalty is different. Please be careful. Penalty amounts are different. Here same to same copy paste. Here also same to same copy paste. Penalty part. What was already there, no? This is 73 copy paste. This is 74 copy paste. But now given in which section? 74A. 74A. Hope you're understanding. Only difference is, sir, they clubbed both. 73 and 74 they clubbed and made it as what? 74A. Time limits are different. Time limits are different. They are going straight away. First notice, then order. Okay. Then, sir, it covers both the case. Penalty is same. It was 73 penalty. This is 74 penalty. But now both are covered under 74A. That's all. That's all, guys. Chalo. Can we leave? No, sorry. Ready? Agli ullas edbitya? Illala. Chalo. Subsection 1. The moment I tell today's class is done. Oh, no, already. Chalo. Yellow. After class, where you will go? Ullas? Manegena. Okay. Subsection 1. Where it appears to the proper officer that any tax has not been paid or short paid or erroneously refunded, or where input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized, he shall serve a notice. Okay, subsection 1 is again giving power to give what? Notice on the person chargeable with the tax which has not been so paid, or which has been paid, which has been short paid, or to whom the refund has erroneously been made, or who has wrongly availed or utilized the input tax credit, requiring him to show cause. Show cause means what? To reply. as to why he should not pay the amount specified in the notice along with interest payable thereon under section 50, which is 18%, and a penalty leviable under the provisions of this act or rules made thereunder. Means by giving notice, the proper officer will tell, why should you not pay this? Tell him. He is giving a notice telling, you will also disclose the amount, interest, plus if penalty is also applicable, telling you should pay this much. Now, the registered person has to reply to this notice telling, sir, why should I not pay this? Clear? Yes, means he has to explain himself. Then this proviso is additional, guys. This was not there before. Now it is there under 74A. And please be careful. You can observe 74A I have given in italics. Are you observing that? Yes, I have told you at the beginning. You remember any amendments, any new provision, I would have highlighted in italics. Entire content from here under section 74A is new. Clear? But only heading I have given in italics doesn't mean that, sir, only heading is new, na? Anta. No. Entire section. Proviso. Provided that no notice shall be issued if the tax which has not been paid or short paid or erroneously refunded or where input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized in a financial year is less than 100. Means if the amount which is not paid or short paid or excess claimed is less than 100, leave it, let him enjoy. For this 100 rupees, how much time and money they have to spend to give notice? Correct? So they told if it is less than 100, drop it. Let them catch it. Subsection 2. What is the time limit to issue notice? 42 months, not 3 or 6. So 42 months. And please be careful that 3 months and 6 months was not from the due date. It was before the order date. Correct? A reverse operation was there. Here straight operation. The proper officer shall issue notice under subsection 1 within 42 months from the due date for furnishing of annual return for the financial year to which the tax not paid or short paid or input tax wrongly availed or utilized relates to, or within 42 months from the date of erroneous refund. In that case, guys, simple. I already explained from the due date how to count now. Yes, now assume the registered person has claimed, sir, dummy refund or excess refund. On what day? Let us take it as 1st September 24. 1st September 24. Within 42 months from here, notice has to be issued. Not from the due date of return. From what day? From the date of refund. From the date of refund, guys. Okay, sir. Next, subsection 3. Statement. Same to same, you can see order is same. Under 73 and 74 also, first notice, so first subsection. Subsection 2, time limit to issue notice. Subsection 3, statement. Same story. Where a notice has been issued for any period, under subsection 1, the proper officer may serve a statement containing the details of tax not paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized for such period other than those covered under subsection 1 on the person chargeable with tax. Same story, guys. If notice is given, assume for August, can statement also be issued for August? No. Any period other than August. Any period other than August. Subsection 4. The service of such statement shall be deemed to be a service of notice on such person under subsection 1, subject to the condition that grounds relied upon for such tax period other than those covered under subsection 1 are same, ground is same as are mentioned in earlier notice. Guys, copy paste what we already learned. Correct? Subsection 3 and 4 is copy paste. Okay. Subsection 5 is not copy paste. The penalty in the case where any tax which has not been paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or where input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized, what is the amount of penalty? For any reason other than the reason of fraud or any willful misstatement or separation of fact to evade tax, what is the amount of penalty? Shall be equivalent to 10% of the tax due from such person or 10,000, whichever is higher, other than fraud case. Sir, what if it is fraud case? Second one. For the reason of fraud or any willful misstatement or separation of fact to evade tax shall be equivalent to tax due from such person in simple 100% of tax. 100% of tax amount. Got it? Yes. Please be careful. Here in subsection 5, they have segregated fraud other than fraud. Okay. Subsection 6. The proper officer shall, after considering the representation, if any, made by the person chargeable with tax, determine the amount of tax, interest, and penalty due from such person and issue an order. Okay. Once the proper officer, after considering the representation, if any, made by a registered person, he will pass a order, guys. He will issue an order. Okay. Subsection 7. The proper officer shall issue an order under subsection 6 within 12 months from the date of issuance of notice. So 12 months is not from the due date. 12 months is from the notice date. Okay. Issuance of notice specified in subsection 2, guys. We already seen what is the time limit to issue notice? 42 months from due date. Once notice is issued, within 12 months, order has to be passed. Within 12 months, order has to be passed. But that 6 months can be extended, 12 months can be extended for another 6 months. I told you, na, extension. Proviso. Provided that where the proper officer is not able to issue the order within the specified period, the commissioner or the officer authorized by the commissioner, senior in rank to the proper officer, but not below the rank of joint commissioner of central tax, may having regard to the reasons for delay in issuance of order under subsection 6 to be recorded in writing before the expiry of specified period, extend the said period further by a maximum 6 months. For normal time is 12 months, which can be further extended for another 6 months. Totally including extension, it is 18 months. Guys, if there is any question, if question is silent about extension, you don't consider extension. You consider only normal time. Normal time. Okay. Subsection 8. Subsection 8. The person chargeable with the tax where any tax has not been paid or short paid or erroneously refunded, or where input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized for any reason other than fraud, or willful misstatement or suppression of fact to evade tax, may, means in simple error case. Okay. First one. Before service of notice under subsection 1, pay the amount of tax along with interest payable under section 50 of such tax on the basis of his own ascertainment of such tax or the tax as ascertained by the proper officer, and inform the proper officer in writing of such payment, and the proper officer on receipt of such information shall not survey any notice under subsection 1 or the statement under subsection 3 as the case may be in respect of the tax so paid or any penalty payable under the provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder. Guys, simple. If it is a case other than fraud, they're telling even before notice is issued by the proper officer, the registered person got a smell that proper officer is going to issue a notice. Even before issuing the notice, can he make the payment? Yes. And tell, sir, I have made a payment. In that case, will he go forward to issue notice? No. Who? The proper officer will not issue notice, and in that case, no penalty also. No penalty also. You will just pay tax plus interest. Next, pay the said tax along with interest payable under section 50 within 60 days of issuance of show cause notice, and on doing so, no penalty. No penalty. Shall be payable, and all proceedings in respect of said notice shall be deemed to be concluded. Sir, first case was without notice if I make payment, no penalty. Sir, no sir, I didn't make. First case not applicable. Second, proper officer issued the notice. Once I received notice, within 60 days I made payment. Even in that case, no penalty. The registered person has to pay only tax plus interest. This is case of what? Error, not a fraud. Sir, what if it is a fraud? Subsection 9. This and all is different, guys. Please be careful. Clear? They have rearranged these sections and all in a different way. Please be careful. Okay. Now, here they have covered fraud case. 8 is other than fraud, 9 fraud. The person chargeable with tax where any tax has not been paid, short paid, or erroneously refunded, or where input tax credit has been wrongly availed or utilized by reason of what and all reason? Fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of facts to evade tax may, what is it? First point. Fraud case, please be careful. Penalty is almost same like which was there in 74, guys. Clear? This is also almost same like which was covered already in section 73. Here they are trying to cover whatever penalty was there under section 74. But now we are reading which section? 74A. Good. First point. Before service of notice under subsection 1, pay the amount of tax along with interest payable under section 50 and a penalty equivalent to how much? 15% of such tax on the basis of his own ascertainment of such tax, or the tax as ascertained by the proper officer, and inform the proper officer in writing of such payment, and the proper officer on receipt of such information shall not serve any notice under subsection 1 in respect of tax so paid or any penalty payable under the provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder. Second one, this is before notice. Before notice also, is penalty payable? Yes, 15% of the tax amount. Next, sir, within 60 days of notice, sir, 25% of tax has to be paid as penalty. Pay the tax, said tax, along with interest payable under section 50 and a penalty equivalent to 25% of such tax within 60 days of issue of notice. And on doing so, all proceedings in respect of said notice shall be deemed to be concluded. Third one, pay the tax along with interest payable thereon under section 50 and a penalty equivalent to 50% of such tax within 60 days of communication of the order, and on doing so, all proceedings in respect of said notice shall be deemed to be concluded. Clear? Same to same story which was given in section 74, guys. Sir, what if it is after 60 days of order? 100%. 100% of tax has to be paid as penalty. Okay, so please be careful. Subsection 8 as well as 9 both talks about penalty, but 8 is other than fraud, 9 is fraud. 10. Subsection 10, where the proper officer is of the opinion that the amount paid under clause 1 of subsection 8 or clause 1 of section 9, so that is 8.1 is error case before notice, or 9.1 is fraud case before notice. Okay. Fall short of the amount actually payable, he shall proceed to issue notice as provided for in subsection 1 in respect of such amount which falls short of amount actually payable. Same story, guys. Now, before notice, the registered person paid the amount and informed, sir, see, sir, I have paid this much, but he had not paid fully. So, for the amount short paid, can proper officer go forward to issue notice? Yes. Subsection 11. Notwithstanding anything contained in clause 1 or clause 2 of section 8, okay, that is error. Penalty under clause 1 of subsection 5 shall be payable. Penalty under clause 1 of subsection 5 means how much, sir? 10% thing. You can see 10% of the tax or 10,000, whichever is higher, guys. This part, this one. Okay. Penalty under clause 1 of subsection 5 shall be payable where any amount of self-assessed tax or any amount collected as tax has not been paid within a period of 30 days from the due date of payment of such tax. You remember this was there in 73. I collected tax from my recipients, but I didn't pay. I kept it with me. In that case, will penalty be levied? Yes. How much? 10% of the tax amount or 10,000, whichever is higher, guys. Okay. Subsection 12, applicability they have told. At the end, they have told this. The provision of this section shall be applicable for determination of tax pertaining to financial year 24-25 and onwards. Clear? Yes, which I already told you at the beginning itself. Explanation. For the purposes of this act, the expression suppression shall mean non-declaration of facts or information which a taxable person is required to declare in written statement, report, or any other document furnished under this act, or the rules made thereunder, or failure to furnish any information on being asked for in writing by proper officer. Simple, guys. What I have given is wrong information, or I have not given full information. Understood? What I have given is wrong information, or whatever I have given is not full information. Clear? Means not full disclosure. Not full disclosure. Okay. Analysis. Done with 74A people. Analysis of it. With some important points, highlight points I have just given you, like a summary. Section 74A has been inserted to unify the provisions of what? Both 73 as well as 74 for the period from financial year 24-25 onwards. It provides a common limitation period of 42 months for issuance of show cause notice from the due date for furnishing of annual return for the financial year to which tax not paid, short paid, or input tax wrongly availed or utilized relates to, or within 42 months from the date of erroneous refund. Okay. Further, it provides a period of 12 months from the date of show cause notice for the proper officer to issue a order. Plus 6 more months extension also is there. Okay, I will just write it in bracket. Plus 6 months extension. If required, not always. Okay, final summary about the timeline as well as penalty, guys. 74A only. I have taken only 74A here. Okay. 73 and 74 difference I had given now. Same thing I have taken. But now, no two different section. It is only 74A. Both is covered here, huh? Yes. Other than fraud, fraud. Both covered here. Okay. What is the time limit to issue the notice, people? Within 42 months from the due date of filing the annual return, or 42 months from the date of refund. Okay. What is the time limit to pass an order? 12 months. Within 12 months from the date of issue of notice. Please be careful. Within 12 months from the date of notice. And can be extended for another 6 months. Whereas penalty, you see, same to same. Same to same, which was already there. This is 73 part. This is 74 part. Yeah, but now both are unified under single section, but under two different subsections. Two different subsections are there under section 74A, guys. Okay, coming to time limit, you can see here. Due date for filing the annual return. Assume, guys, the default is with respect to any month or any quarter or any period of financial year 24-25. So what is the due date to file this return? 31st December 25. Okay. 3.5 months, sorry, 3 years, 3 years, 6 months, not 3.5 months. Please be careful. It is 3 years and 6 months. I have written 3.5 years. Okay. Totally comes to how much? 42 months. Within 42 months from the due days. So that means 30th June 2029. Okay. And from there, 12 months to pass an order. To pass an order, which comes deadline is how much? 30th June 2030, which can be further extended for another 6 months, which goes up to 31st December 2030, if only extended. If only extended. If question is silent, please don't consider this. Consider it. One more thing. Listen here. This is the deadline to issue notice, right? Yes. This is the deadline to pass order, right? Yes. Assume, listen here. Assume the notice is issued on 30th March 29. What is the time limit to issue order? Notice is issued on 30th March 29. What is the deadline to issue order? 12 months from here. Not 12 months from 30th June. 12 months from the date of notice. So it is 30th March 2030. Hope you guys are getting it. Did you understand? Got it now? Please be careful. This is deadlines. I number of times I'm repeating it. It is a deadline. Obviously, actual date can be on that date or before it. Now assume notice is issued on this date. We need to count 12 months from year or year from year. Actual date of notice. Please be careful. Got it? No? Yes. Or else, let me give one more example. I will change this. One more example. Assume, guys, notice is issued on 30th June 28. 1 year before only. Can it be done? Yes. What is the time limit to pass the order? 30th June 29. 29. Hope you guys understood. Yes, sir. Yes, guys. Just focus on what is the difference. See, we have covered all three sections. Guys, see, all three are part of your syllabus. Again, I'm telling, even though now the new section is 74A, have they removed 73 and 74? Not yet removed. It is still there because with respect to the year before, can I give notice and order now also? Yes. But if you ask me, sir, which is more important? 74A. As it is newly added, no, they may test it. They may test it, guys. Yes. So this is all about section 73, 74 and 74A. We have few more things with respect to demand and recovery, which we will cover later. Yes, students, we shall continue. We have done with section 73, 74 and a new section 74A. Three important sections. We have some more sections, but small sections. What are those? We will see under demand and recovery. We have not yet completed the topic of demand and recovery. Only three sections we have covered. We have some more. We will see it quickly. General provisions relating to determination of tax, section 75. Where the service of notice or issuance of order is stayed by an order of court or even appellate tribunal, the period of such stay shall be excluded in computing the period specified in section 73 subsection 2, 73 subsection 10 or 74 subsection 2 or 74 subsection 10. Guys, okay, one by one I will go. This is the time limit to give notice under section 73. And this is the time limit to pass order under section 73 for a case other than fraud. Now coming to fraud, time limit to issue notice is given in subsection 2 of section 74 and to pass order 74 subsection 10. Sir, what are those time limits? We have already covered. No, I had also given the summary. I will just show you once. This is 74A. Just a minute. Yeah, you can see here. This is the time limit to issue notice. Correct. Means notice will be given as per section 73 subsection 1. But time limit to issue notice is given where? In subsection 2. Correct. Yes. Same way. Sir, time limit to pass the order. Pass the order is given in section 73 subsection 9. But what is the time limit to pass the order is given in subsection 10. Correct. Yes. 3 years time. Clear. But 3 months before that time, we need to issue the notice. Same way, when it comes to section 74 also, same scenario, but time limit is different. Here it is 5 years and 6 months before that notice has to be issued. Yes, sir. This is 74. Same way 74A also had some time limit. Yes, sir. But this is a straight line here. What is it? Sir, from the due date of filing within 42 months, the notice has to be issued and within 12 months from there, the order has to be passed. Order has to be passed. Guys, this is the time limit under all the three sections to issue notice and to pass order. So this is the deadline given to the person or to the proper officer. Proper officer to either issue the notice or to pass the order. Now they're telling in section 75, they're telling something that, and also section 74A2, that is again notice under section 74A, and A7, that is for order, as the case may be. Guys, simple. What they're telling is, now assume the proper officer started giving notice or he was about to give notice, but the registered person got to know about it, so he went to a court telling, sir, see sir, this person is about to give a notice or is already given a notice. See sir, he is given the notice like this. In that case, assume a court has passed a stay order telling, for 3 months, don't do anything. Wait, I will tell. Wait, I will tell. You know what is stay order, no? Court has told, don't do anything till I tell. Don't do anything till I tell. Assume the court has passed a stay order for 3 months. So, while counting the time limit to issue notice or to issue order, should we count that 3 months? No, we need to exclude it. Obviously, this is a time limit where the proper officer also cannot do anything. No. So, in that case, sir, assume within the 3 months, the time limit to give notice or the time limit to pass order, if it get over, then what to do? You cannot do anything. Correcto. So that is why they are telling, if any stay order is passed by any court or tribunal, then assume it is passed. Now I will give a different number. Assume it is passed for 6 months. So while counting the time limit to issue notice or to pass order, will we count that 6 months? No, excluding it. Excluding it, guys. Okay, sir. Then subsection 2. Where any appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court concludes that the notice issued under section 74 subsection 1, that is for fraud case, is not sustainable. Guys, please don't get confused. The power to give notice is given in subsection 1, but within what time the notice has to be issued is given in subsection 2. Please be careful. Yeah. Where any appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court concludes that the notice issued under section 74 subsection 1 is not sustainable for the reason that the charges of fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of facts to evade tax has not been established against the person to whom the notice was issued, the proper officer shall determine the tax payable by such person, deeming as if the notice was given under section 73 subsection 1. Guys, very simple. Now assume the proper officer had given a notice under section 74, thinking the case is a fraud. But court tell, hey, no, not a fraud, it was a mistake, it was an error. Please change it and that. In that case, whatever notice is served under section 74 no, will be deemed that it is served under section 73. Just changing the nature. That's all. Obviously, change in nature means what? Change in section also. Clear? I repeat, proper officer gave notice under which section? 74, considering it as a fraud. But later court tell, hey, no. They consider all the for and against. Even the registered person told, no, sir, it was not fraud. My intention was not to cheat anyone. I didn't know this. Then if at all, if this is the case, if court decides that, no, it was not a case of fraud, then whatever notice is given in section 74 will now be considered as what? Notice given under section 73. Only section will change and also the nature will change. Nature means the fraud will now become error, guys. Accordingly, penalty, time limit and all will change. Okay. Next, a new section here, 2A they have added. Only 2, 3 and all was there. But now in between they have added 2A. What is it? Where any appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court concludes that the penalty under clause 2 of section 74A5 is not sustainable for the reason other than the charges of fraud or any willful misstatement or suppression of fact to evade tax has not been established against a person to whom the notice was issued, the penalty shall be payable by such person under clause 1 of section 74A5. Guys, simple. 74A5 has two clauses. Clause 1, clause 2. What is it? We will go and see quickly. I will just refer. You need not worry. I will just show you. Subsection 5. You can see. Subsection 5 talks about penalty. Clause 1 talks about any case other than what? Fraud. Whereas clause 2 talks about what? Fraud. Guys, if it is any case other than fraud, what is the amount of penalty? 10% of tax amount or 10,000, whichever is higher. Whereas if it is due to fraud, amount equivalent to tax. In simple, 100% of tax. It can be up to how much? 100% of tax. Yes, they are telling. See, if by chance, whatever already penalty is levied or notice is given for this, but later it was realized, no, it is not fraud. Then instead of applying this, can they apply this? Yes, that is what they are telling. Clear, same thing what we learnt above. No, sir, notice was given under section 74. Later they changed it for 73. Okay, from fraud it became error. Here also they are telling like this. Proper officer initiated the action against this with this clause, but later court told no, not required. Okay, you apply this. Can they change it? Yes. Means instead of fraud, now they are making it as error. Error or mistake. Did you guys get it? Yes. See, that is why connections are important. If by chance if you have missed out this, or if you're not learned this section, then you will not be able to understand what they're telling in section 75. What they're trying to communicate in section 75, guys. Subsection 3. Where any order is required to be issued in pursuance of the direction of appellate authority or appellate tribunal or a court, such order shall be issued within 2 years from the date of communication of said direction. Now, don't worry about the time limit given in section 73, 74, 74A. Now court told, okay, proper officer, pass this order. They have told you to pass some order. They have given the direction. The order has to be passed by proper officer within what time? 2 years. Sir, section 73 told so many years, no sir. 74 told so many years, no sir. 74A told so many years, no sir. No. Now what court is telling is important. Clear. So court told, okay, proper officer, pass this order. Pass this order, and they have also given a direction what you have to do for this. That order has to be passed within what time? 2 years from the court direction. Subsection 4. An opportunity of hearing shall be granted where a request is received in writing from a person chargeable with the tax or penalty, or where an adverse decision is contemplated against such person. Means, sir, for example, now the court has given a judgment or direction against the registered person. Now, can registered person be being given an opportunity of being heard? Yes, it can be given. If he request in writing, telling, sir, I want to explain something, sir, I want to prove something, sir, can he be given an opportunity for it? Yes, opportunity of being heard can be given. Subsection 5. The proper officer shall, if sufficient cause is shown by a person chargeable with the tax, grant time to the said person and adjourn the order for reasons to be recorded in writing. Now, if there is any necessity, can they adjourn the hearing? Yes. Adjourn means, no, postpone. Postpone. But maximum time, how many times they can adjourn is 3 times, not more than that. Provided that no such adjournment shall be granted for more than 3 times to a person during the proceedings. Means 1, 2, or maximum 3 times, not more than that. That doesn't mean that, sir, 3 times fixa. No, it can be 1 time also. It can be 2 time also. It can be 3 time, but not more than that. Okay. Subsection 6. The proper officer in his order shall set out the relevant facts and basis of his decision. Means the proper officer, when he is passing the order as per the direction of the court, no, he should all give the full information. Sir, on what basis did he pass this order? Along with all the information he has collected. Subsection 7. The amount of tax, interest, and penalty demanded in the order shall not be in excess of amount specified in the notice, and no demand shall be confirmed on the grounds other than the grounds specified in the notice. Guys, here the order is passed as per the direction of whom? Court. Now, initially notice was given, no, either under section 73 or 74 or 74A. Yes. Assume notice was given for 10 lakh. Now, can they increase the amount more than 10 lakh? They are telling no. Now, in the order, you cannot change the amount. Notice was given for 10 lakh means even order has to be passed for 10 lakh. And assume notice was given for non-payment of GST. Even order should be passed for what? For what? Non-payment of GST. Or else notice was given, assume, for excess ITC claimed. Now order should be passed for excess ITC claimed. They cannot change the nature. Or they cannot change the ground. What ground? The ground for which notice is issued. Okay. Subsection 8. Where the appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court modifies the amount of tax determined by the proper officer, the amount of interest and penalty shall stand modified accordingly, taking into account the amount of tax so modified. Now, the proper officer has to pass the order without changing the amount which is mentioned in the notice. Now, proper officer has passed the order. Can court change this amount? Yes. Court can tell, no, 10 lakh is not required, charge 8 lakh, charge 9 lakh. The court has the power to change it or modify it. Now, if at all if court modifies it, what is the like exact amount now? Whatever court has changed. For example, assume the order is passed for 10 lakh, but now the court has modified it for 8 lakh. So, how much should the registered person pay? 8 lakh. Subsection 9. The interest on the tax short paid or not paid shall be payable whether or not specified in the order determining the tax liability. Yes. So obviously the interest has to be paid because there is a delay in payment of tax or lot of procedure has happened. Correct? Notice has been issued, order has been passed. So much of delay will be there. So the registered person should pay only tax or along with interest. Along with interest at 18% as per section 50, guys. Okay. Sir, it is not mentioned. Sir, in the order, interest is not mentioned. Still, it is payable. Still, it is payable. From when, sir? From the due date of payment till you actually pay now. Interest has to be calculated. Where any penalty is imposed under section 73, 74 or 74A, no penalty for the same act or omission shall be imposed on the same person under any other provisions of this act. Means, if any penalty is levied under any of the three sections, 73 or 74 or 74A. Sir, again for the same ground or for the same problem, will they levy penalty elsewhere? No. No, they will not levy it. 76. Tax collected but not paid to government. Section 76. Guys, this is a serious offense. Above also we discussed in section 73 as well as 74A, we discussed about it. But they have also given a separate section for it. What did we already discuss? I will just tell you. Assume I have collected tax from my recipients, but I have not remitted to the government. In that case, if I don't pay it within 30 days from the due date of payment, they are telling penalty will be levied. Penalty will be levied. Plus, now we have a separate section for it. What is it telling? We will see. Subsection 1. Notwithstanding anything to the contrary contained in any order or direction of any appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court or in any other provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder or any other law for the time being in force, every person who has collected from any other person any amount as representing the tax under this act and has not paid the said amount to the government shall forthwith pay the said amount to the government, irrespective of whether the supplies in respect of which such amount was collected are taxable or exempt. Guys, simple. If I have collected 2 lakh from my recipient, It is my duty to remit it to the government, because whose revenue is this? Government, not mine. Now assume my outward supply was exempt. Still, I have collected tax from my recipients. Papa, my recipients didn't know this. He was not supposed to pay tax on that. I have collected. Now, should I give it to government or should I keep it? I have to give it. Even if I have collected tax, first of all, I should not collect. When my outward supply is exempt, I need not pay tax. When I am not liable to pay tax, I am not supposed to collect it from my recipients. But I have collected. Should I keep it with me? No. I have to remit it to the government. Or I have to give it back. By mistake, sometimes it happens. No, by mistake, I would have collected it. In that case, I should give it back. If not, even if I have collected when my outward supply is exempt, miss, I have to give it to the government. I cannot make any profit in the name of GST, guys. Subsection 2. Where any amount is required to be paid to the government under subsection 1 and which has not been so paid, the proper officer may serve on the person liable to pay such amount a notice, requiring him to show cause as to why the said amount is as specified in the notice should not be paid by him to the government, and why a penalty equivalent to the amount specified in the notice should not be imposed on him under the provisions of this act. So simple, they're telling, if I am assume I have collected 2 lakh tax from my recipients but not remitted to the government, can proper officer issue a notice to me telling, because why you have not paid? Why you have not given us 2 lakh? Can they give a notice? Yes. Subsection 3. The proper officer shall, after considering the representation, if any, made by a person on whom the notice is served under subsection 2, determine the amount due from such person, and thereupon such person shall pay the amount so determined. Means we will give him an opportunity to explain by giving notice. After receiving the reply, the proper officer can take a final call. Assume they gave a notice to me, but I told, no, no, sir, whatever I collected, I gave it back. You can cross check. I don't have that amount now. If that is the case, will they demand me to pay that amount? No, no. But if I myself is keeping it, then I need to pay it along with interest and penalty for the delay. Subsection 4. The person referred to in subsection 1 shall, in addition to paying the amount referred to in subsection 1 or subsection 3, also be liable to pay interest thereon at the rate specified under section 50. What is the rate specified, people? 18%. From the date such amount was collected by him to the date such amount is paid by him to the government. So from the day I collected it till the day I give it to the government, interest has to be calculated. Subsection 5. An opportunity of hearing shall be granted where a request is received in writing from a person to whom the notice was issued to show cause. Okay. Anyway, notice will be given. Will we give an opportunity for the registered person to explain himself? Yes. The proper officer shall issue an order within 1 year from the date of issuance of notice. See, guys, to issue notice, there is no deadline. To issue notice, there is no deadline. But once notice is issued, the order has to be passed within what time? Within 1 year. Within 1 year. Okay, sir. Where the issuance of order is stayed by the order of the court or tribunal, the period of such stay shall be excluded in computing the period of 1 year, which we saw previously also. Now assume, sir, once notice is issued under section 76, we need to pass the order within what time? 1 year. Now, if any stay order is passed by court or tribunal, will we count it in that 1 year? No. For example, assume the court has passed a stay order for 3 months. Now, will that 3 months be a part of 1 year? No, guys. So, how much time will the proper officer get now to pass the order? 1 year plus 3 months extra. Because during that 3 months, where stay order is passed, no, proper officer also cannot do anything. Obviously, that time has to be extended. Yes. Clear? Same happened even for section 73, 74 and 74A, no, which we discussed already. Yes. Next, subsection 8. The proper officer in his order shall set out the relevant facts and basis of his decision. Now, when he has passed the order, he should also give a reason or information or the evidence on what basis is he passing this order, guys. He cannot simply tell, hey, pay 2 lakh, get lost. He cannot write like this. Okay, why is he telling? Is he having a solid evidence that I have collected tax from my recipients but not paid to the government? Based on that, he is passing the order? No. Yes, he has to give the details. He has to give that details, guys. Okay. 77. Now, what is section 77 is telling us? Sir, I have committed a mistake. Not a fraud, mistake. How is it? Guys, instead of treating intrastate supply, I have treated the supply as interstate supply. Now, listen here. If it is intra, what should I pay people? What should I pay people? CGST plus SGST. Okay, na? So I was supposed to pay CGST, SGST because my supply was intra. But by mistake, I have considered it as inter and I have paid what? IGST. IGST. Now for non-payment, Gurumurthy, for non-payment of CGST and SGST, will they charge any interest or penalty? No, sir. Because I might have paid wrong tax, but I have paid no. I have paid no. Yes. So in that case, what do we do is we will make an adjustments. Actually, in the law, they tell you claim a refund of whatever wrongly paid tax. Later, you pay CGST and SGST. But actually, it is not happening like that. Actually, it is not happening like that. What I can do is whatever IGST I have paid wrongly, no, can we adjust it against CGST and SGST with the request of the government? Same way, sir. What if it vice versa? For example, my supply was interstate supply. So I was supposed to pay what? IGST. But wrongly I have classified it as intra and I have paid CGST and SGST or CGST and UTGST I have paid. Now, sir, IGST I was supposed to pay but not paid. No. So is it an offense? Will they charge interest penalty for it? No, no. Anyhow, I have paid, right? And rate also will be same. Guys, whether it is intra or inter, will rate change? No. Assume the rate applicable for my goods is 5%. If it is inter, I will pay entire 5% as what? IGST. If it is intra, 2.5 CGST, 2.5 SGST. Correct? Yes, sir. Fine. That is what is given. Let us see. Tax wrongly collected and paid to the central government or state government. Subsection 1. A registered person who has paid central tax, that is CGST, and state tax, that is SGST, or as the case may be, CGST plus UTGST, on a transaction considered by him on as what? Intra. He has considered it as intrastate supply and has paid CGST plus SGST or CGST plus UTGST. But which is subsequently held as what? Interstate supply. Shall be refunded the amount of tax so paid in such manner and subject to such condition as may be prescribed. So in subsection 1, actually they're telling whatever by mistake I have paid, no, they will refund it back. But I need to pay what? What I'm actually supposed to pay. But in reality, it is not the case, which I will tell. I have given it in the bottom. Subsection 2. A registered person who has paid IGST on a transaction considered by him to be interstate supply, but which is subsequently held to be what? Intra. But see, guys, actually it was intra, but I wrongly classified it as what? Inter, and I have paid IGST. Okay. Shall not be required to pay any interest on the amount of central tax or state tax, or as the case may be, central tax and union territory tax payable. Why, sir? Simple logic. Sir, whatever I am already supposed to pay, I have paid, no, but I have paid wrong tax. One or the other tax I have paid right at actual rate. Yes. In that case, we will just make an amendment. We will just make an what? Amendment. Means correction. Mistake has happened. So can I correct it? Yes. Guys, even if I have made any mistake in my returns, GSTR 1 and 3B, can I correct it? Yes. Any mistakes in GSTR 1 or 3B can be corrected when? In any subsequent period, but within 30th November of next financial year or actual date of filing annual return. But in GSTR 1, mistake made in GSTR 1 will be corrected through what? GSTR 1. Mistake made in GSTR 3B will be corrected through what? GSTR 1. But one opportunity is given. Sir, after filing 1, but before filing 3B, in between this, if I want to correct anything, which form number will I use? GSTR 1A. GSTR 1A, guys. Chalo. Suggested procedure I have given you. Situation 1. A registered person has wrongly paid central tax and state tax or union territory tax on a transaction which is considered to be intra, subsequently held to be interstate, shall be refunded the amount of taxes so paid. Okay. This is how it is there. But suggested procedure. There is no actual refund back of tax paid. Rather, there shall have to be an amendment of invoices to be made while filing return of any subsequent tax paid. So I have given a wrong information even in the returns. Okay, I have wrongly classified my supply. In that case, I need to amend it through my future GSTR1. And also, government will transfer the amounts. Now I have wrongly paid what people? I have wrongly paid CGST and SGST. No, I have requested the government through my returns. Okay, sir, it was wrongly made. So accordingly, they will transfer the amounts from the respective accounts. Means from CGST and SGST, the amount will be transferred to which account? IGST account. Who will do it? Government. Last one. A registered person who has paid IGST on a transaction considered to be an interstate supply shall not be required to pay any interest on the amount of central tax and state tax or union territory tax. Similar procedure. That is, sir, I have paid IGST by mistake. I was supposed to pay CGST and SGST. Now, can I amend it? Yes, through my future returns. And when I amend, the government will transfer the amounts. From IGST account to off will go to CGST account, off will go to the respective SGST account, the respective state account. Okay, sir. Now, guys, till now, what we spoke about was demand. In this topic, we are learning two things. What is it? Demand and recovery. First, they demanded. When they demand, if I don't pay, what do they do? Recover. Recover means what? You know, snatching. Clear. Assume, Sumashri, you had something to eat. Deepti Sri asked, you didn't give. What she will do next? Snatch it. Aste. Kelde kodlila. Kitkonde. Aste. That is what the department will do. Clear. First, they will demand by sending a notice. If you pay along with interest penalty, okay, case closed. If you don't pay even after notice, what they will do? Recover from you. Recover from you. How, sir? How will they come and recover from me? They can seize your assets. They can freeze your bank accounts. They can also ask, assume, Ullas is supposed to pay me, but I am supposed to pay to department. Now, can department knock the door of Ullas? You don't pay to Vikas, sir. You pay to Azanta? Yes. And Ullas is supposed to follow it. If the department has asked him to pay to him, what he was supposed to pay me, should he do it? Yes. Is that clear? And also, government can take the help of another government. For example, listen here, very beautifully done. Now assume I was supposed to pay GST in Karnataka, but I have not paid. Demand notice is issued. Now I am eligible for a refund in Gujarat. Can Karnataka government request the Gujarat government telling, don't give refund to this person? He is supposed to pay us something. Please give it to us. Can they ask? Yes. Because a person is having, assume, operation in more than one state. So you will have a registration in more than one state. Huh? Yes. So for each state, separate registration, separate returns, separate payment. But everything is good there, but everything is bad here. In that case, can government collect it by the help of another government? Yes. Clear. And also, they can seize the goods which belongs to me. They can seize the assets or freeze the assets which belongs to me. And if I don't pay even after that, they have all the right to sell it and get the money whatever they are supposed to get. Clear? Yes. Section 78. Any amount payable by a taxable person in pursuance of an order passed under this act shall be paid by such person within a period of 3 months from the date of service of such order, failing which recovery proceedings shall be initiated. Now, once order is passed, assume under section 73 or 74 or 74A, under any section, an order is been passed. After a demand notice, an order is passed. Even after that order, within 3 months, you didn't pay. They will wait for 3 months. Once order is passed, not after notice. Guys, we already learned. Once notice is issued, what is the time limit to pass order? Yes, order is also passed. Once order is passed, they will wait for 3 months. Even after 3 months, still you didn't pay. Then they will start with recovery. Okay. Failing which recovery proceedings will be initiated, means started. Provided that where the proper officer considered it expedient, means necessary, in the interest of revenue, he may, for the reasons to be recorded in writing, require the said taxable person to make such payment within such period less than a period of 3 months, as may be specified by him. Okay, means the provisor is giving the power to whom? The proper officer. If he considered necessary, can he demand the amount even before 3 months? Yes. For example, assume a notice was issued and an order is passed against a person. Now, once order is passed, he will have how much time? 3 months. But proper officer feels that, sir, if we wait for 3 months, he will run away, sir. He will run away. So, can they initiate the recovery proceedings before 3 months also? Yes. If it is required, if it is necessary, they can start even before 3 months. Clear? Because Vijay Mallya case, you know, na? Okay, now assume, sir, if I give 3 months time, order is passed. Now you know what he has to do. What if he fly away? Correct. What if he run away? So if that is the case, can proper officer start recovery proceedings even before 3 months? Yes. Normal time is 3 months. But if required, he can start it before 3 months to protect the revenue of the government. Recovery of tax, section 79. Where any amount payable by a person to government under any of the provisions of this act or the rules made thereunder is not paid, the proper officer shall proceed to recover the amount by one or more of the following modes. Guys, this can be asked. Now, sir, if the person who is supposed to pay the tax has not paid, what is the right with proper officer to recover that amount? What all options he has? I have given it here. You can see there are number of options. I just told you, now you can just remember it as a story, guys. Assume a person is supposed to pay 20 lakh to the department, didn't pay. Even after 3 months of passing the order, he has not paid. How can proper officer recover that 20 lakh? There are various ways. There are various ways. I told you, na. Assume there is one goods which belongs to me. Can they seize that goods? Yes. Or else there is an asset which belongs to me. Can they seize it? Yes. Or else, assume Ullas, example I told, he was supposed to pay me. Can department tell Ullas, don't pay to Vikas sir, you pay to Azanta? Can they ask it? Yes. Can they freeze my bank accounts? Yes. They can find all the ways to recover money from me. And they can also take the help of local government. Local government in the sense DC or collector office and all, no, they can take their help to recover the money from me or the person who is supposed to pay tax but not paid. Yeah, clause A. The proper officer may deduct or may require any other specified officer to deduct the amount so payable from any money owing to such person, which may be under the control of the proper officer or such other specified officer. Now assume a registered person was supposed to pay 20 lakh. Now he has applied for a refund of 2 lakh. Even though he is eligible for the 2 lakh, will they process it? No. They will tell 2 lakh adjusted. Thank you. Pay remaining 18 lakh. Pay remaining 18 lakh. Now assume, sir, a registered person was supposed to pay 20 lakh in Karnataka. He is eligible for a refund of 5 lakh in Telangana. Now, can proper officer from Karnataka request the proper officer of Telangana, sir, don't process, sir, this party is supposed to pay something here. And can they adjust it? Yes. In that case, the Telangana will process the amount and give it to whom? Karnataka state. And remaining 15 lakh still it to be paid. It to be paid, guys. Okay. Clause B. The proper officer may recover or may require any other specified officer to recover the amount so payable by detaining and selling any goods belonging to such person which are under the control of the proper officer or such other specified officer. Means, sir, assume a registered person was supposed to pay 20 lakh. Now he has some goods in the godown or warehouse. Can proper officer seize it? Yes. Sir, what if it is in other state? Can they seize it? Yes. Will Karnataka GST department will have a right to seize the goods in other states also? Yes. They can take the help of other specified officers also. You can see here. Okay. Other specified officers and all in the sense from other states maybe. Okay. Clause C. Proper officer by a notice in writing require any other person from whom money is due or may become due to such person or who holds or may subsequently hold money for or on account of such person to pay the government either so much of money as is sufficient to pay the amount due from such person or the whole of the money when it is equal to or less than the amount. Simple. Our Ullas example. I am supposed to pay, assume 20 lakh to the department. Ullas is supposed to pay me, assume 8 lakh. Can department send a notice to the Ullas telling, hey, don't pay 8 lakh to Vikas sir, you pay to us? Yes. If now, assume the department has issued notice to the Ullas, should he follow it? Does he has an obligation? Yes. He cannot tell, no, who are you to give notice to me? I have only obligation to pay Vikas sir, I will pay him only. Can he tell it? No. Yes. Okay. Now assume, I was supposed to pay 20 lakh to the department. Ullas is supposed to pay me 30 lakh. Can they recover from Ullas full 30 lakh? No. Only 20. Only what is dues pending for them, not more than that. Every person to whom a notice is issued shall be bound to comply with such notice. Now, whatever notice is issued to Ullas, should he be bound to it? Yes. Clause D. The proper officer may prepare a certificate signed by him specifying the amount due from such person and send it to a collector of the district in which such person owns any property or resides or carries on his business or to any officer authorized by the government, and the said collector or the said officer on receipt of such certificate shall proceed to recover from such person the amount specified therein as if it were an arrear of land revenue. Now, normally the local government and all will be collecting the property tax, Yes, property tax. Now, the proper officer can request the DC or the collector telling, sir, see, sir, this person who is in your place, no, he is supposed to pay us so much, but he has not paid. Please do something on that. He is requesting the collector. Now, collector can collect this amount on behalf of proper officer as if it is a property tax. Now, in case of property tax, who has the power to collect it? Collector, no. Now, in with respect to GST, does collector has a right? No, no, no. Who has the right? Proper officer. But now proper officer is passing on his right to whom? To the collector, telling, sir, as if it is the amount due to you, please collect and give it to us. Please collect and give it to us. Now, why they are taking the help of collector is because he is a local person. He know it. Clear? Now, assume the collector is in Tumkur. In that case, sir, the person who has defaulted the tax, no, he is also in Tumkur. Clear? He has a business in Tumkur. He has a permanent house in Tumkur. Now, can collector take all the right even to seize the properties of business or personal or residential house and all? Yes. E. Notwithstanding anything contained in the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, the proper officer may file an application to the appropriate magistrate, and such magistrate shall proceed to recover from such person an amount specified thereunder, as if it were a fine imposed by him. Now, like how we requested the collector, same way he can also request the magistrate, telling, sir, please collect and give this amount. Who will request this? Proper officer. To whom? Magistrate. Now, magistrate, if he is okay with it, he will collect it as if it is a fine imposed by him. As if fine imposed by him. Why, people? Because this magistrate or collector doesn't have a right to collect GST. Correct? But now proper officer is passing on his right to whom? To the collector or magistrate, telling, sir, please collect this amount as if it is pending to you. As if it is pending to you. They have all the right now. All the right. Okay. Subsection 2. Subsection 1 is important because they may ask 4 or 5 marks theory questions, guys. Please be careful. Subsection 2. Where the terms of any bond or other instrument executed under this act or any rules or regulations made thereunder provide that any amount due under such instrument may be recovered in the manner laid down in subsection 1. The amount may, without prejudice to any other mode of recovery, be recovered in accordance with the provisions of that subsection, guys. Now, you know, there is a bond, especially under provisional assessment, bond, surety, security and all will be given. Yes. Sir, now assume I requested for provisional assessment for the proper officer. He did provisional assessment, telling because you pay 5 lakh. Later he has passed final order for 8 lakh. 8 lakh. First I paid how much? 5 lakh. Now final order is passed for how much? 8 lakh. Remaining is how much, guys? 3 lakh. Should I pay it? Yes. But I am telling, no, I have not paid. Even after passing final order, I have not paid. I have given a bond, no. Surety, no. Yes. Can they make use of it? Yes. I will just read it again. Where the terms of any bond or other instrument executed under this act or any rules or regulations made thereunder provide that any amount due under such instrument may be recovered in the manner laid down in subsection 1. What is subsection 1? All this procedure. Yes. The amount may, without prejudice to any other mode of recovery, be recovered in accordance with the provisions of that subsection. In simple, sir, I had already executed a bond telling, as per final judgment or final order, if there is any extra amount to be paid, I will pay. But I didn't pay. Extra amount, how much I was supposed to pay? 3 lakh. I didn't pay. Now, can they use any of this which is given under subsection 1 to recover the amount from me remaining 3 lakh? Yes, they can use any of this. Subsection 3. Where any amount of tax, interest or penalty is payable by a person to the government under any of the provisions of this act or rules made thereunder and which remains unpaid, the proper officer of state tax or union territory tax during the course of recovery of said tax arrears may recover the amount from said person as if it is an arrear of what? State tax or union territory tax, and credit the amount so recovered to the account of what? Government. Guys, simple. If any amount under this act means which act? CGST. In simple, a registered person was supposed to pay CGST 2 lakh, SGST 2 lakh. Now central government cannot come and do all the things here. Now assume who will take the action? SGST, that is state proper officer. SGST officer, guys. Now SGST officer should collect only 2 lakh or 2 plus 2 lakh. Means only SGST na, or even CGST also. Even CGST. Clear? Even though he is an SGST officer belonging to a particular state, he should not only collect state revenue. he should also collect central revenue and credit it to the central government account. Hope you understood. I repeat, normally the central government officers will not come and do all the actions here, guys. They will delegate the power to whom? State officers. Now assume a registered person is supposed to pay CGST 2 lakh, SGST 2 lakh. Now, SGST officer should come and recover only 2 lakh or 2 plus 2, 4. Both put together he has to recover. But 2 lakh is for SGST account, remaining 2 lakh which should go to which account? CGST account. Okay. Where the amount recovered under subsection 3 is less than the amount due to the central government and state government, the amount to be credited to the account of respective government shall be in proportion to the amount due to each such government. Simple. See, sharing they're talking about. The amount due was, assume guys, CGST 2 lakh was due and SGST 2 lakh was due. 2 lakh was due. But now the state officer could recover maximum 3 lakh only. Only 3 lakh. Entire 4 lakh was not recoverable. Now who will get 3 lakh? Sir, first state will take 2 lakh and only remaining 1 lakh they will give to CGST. Yeah? No. You need to divide that in this ratio. What is the amount due to each government? No. You need to divide this 3 lakh in this ratio. So in simple, 3 lakh into 2 by 4 will go to central government. 3 lakh into 2 by 4 will go to state government. In simple, 1.5 lakh each. 1.5 lakh each, guys. Is that clear? Means in simple, if the amount recovered is less than what was supposed to be recovered, then it will be shared in the ratio in which it was supposed to be recovered. Okay. Sir, what if full amount is recovered? Both of them will enjoy 2 lakh each. That's all. Next, section 80. Payment of tax and other amount in installment. Now, order is passed. The registered person has agreed to pay amount, including interest or even penalty is applicable, but is not able to pay in one shot. Is not able to pay it in one shot. In that case, can you request telling, sir, I will pay in installment? Yes. And proper officer has a right to grant it. Same way, sir, assume students, sir, I am not able to pay the fees in one shot. So the institute or academy can give an option to pay in installment. Same way. But this power is with whom? Proper officer. Allowing the registered person to pay tax in installment. On an application filed by a taxable person, the commissioner may, for the reasons to be recorded in writing, extend the time for payment or allow payment of any amount due under this act other than the amount due as per the liabilities of self-assessed tax in any return by such person in monthly installment not exceeding 24. Means maximum how many installment people? 24. Less than 24 can be given. Yes. For example, can they give only 12 installment? Yes. Can they give only 18 installment? Yes. 24? Okay. Sir, 30? No, not possible. Maximum is 24. Subject to the payment of interest under section 50 and subject to such conditions and limitation as may be prescribed. Clear? Means can they put any conditions, additional conditions and all? Yes. But when they allow the person to pay in installment, even if you default one installment, then they will tell, please pay all the remaining amount in one shot. Please pay all the remaining amount in one shot. Proviso. Provided that where there is a default in payment of any one installment on its due date, the whole outstanding balance payable on such date shall be payable due and payable forthwith and shall, without any further notice being served on the person, be liable for recovery. So can they recover entire remaining amount in one shot? Yes, they can recover. That is only if, assume they had given me the opportunity to pay in 18 installment. But 1, 2, 3 I paid, but fourth installment I defaulted. In that case, whatever is the remaining amount now, they can collect from me in one shot. Telling whatever I give also, you cannot follow it properly, give it in one shot. Yes. Next, section 81. Case where the transfer of property is void. Section 81. You know voidable and all, no? Yes. Okay. Sir, now assume a registered person was supposed to pay GST of 25 lakh, for which his property has been freezed by the proper officer, telling this property you cannot sell without our permission. Anta. Even after that, assume registered person sold it. He sold it or he pledged it. Pledged it in the sense he kept it as a security to take any loan. Will it have any impact? No, it will be void. If it is sold, the sale agreement is void. The buyer will not have any right over the property. Or else, if it is pledged to take a loan, sir, will it have any impact? No, it will not have any impact, guys. It will be void. Where a person after any amount has become due from him creates a charge. Creates a charge means is pledging it and taking a loan, guys. Or parts with the property belonging to him or in his possession by way of sale, mortgage, exchange, or any other mode of transfer whatsoever of any of his properties in favor of any other person with an intention of defrauding the government revenue. So the registered person sold the property or he pledged it with an intention to what? Defraud the government. Okay. Such charge or transfer shall be considered to be as what, guys? Void. Such charge or transfer will be void. Okay. Legally not enforceable as against any claim in respect of any tax or any other sum payable by said person. Provided. Okay. Proviso is telling. Provided that such charge or transfer shall not be void if it is made for an adequate consideration in good faith and without notice of pendency of such proceedings under this act, or without notice of such tax or other sum payable by the said person, or with the previous permission of proper officer. Means, sir, I had not got any notice, sir. I had not got any order, sir. Can I sell my own property? Yes, you have a right. No problem. If you have not received any notice or order, we will not stop you, sir. You sell for whatever price you want. Okay. Or else, if notice is given for me, order is passed against me. Now, can I take the permission of proper officer telling, sir, I will sell one buyer has comes to me, sir. One good buyer. If I sell it to him, good price I will get, sir. In that case, can I take the permission of the proper officer and sell it? Yes. And when he is granting the permission also, you will tell, see, when you sell the property, first our money has to be paid. Remaining you can enjoy. Remaining you can enjoy. First they will always make sure that they will recover whatever is their dues, guys. Clear? Means with the prior approval of proper officer, can I sell it? Yes. 82. Tax to be first charged on property. Section 82. Notwithstanding anything to the contrary contained in any law for the time being in force, save as otherwise provided even in IBC, that is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Any amount payable by a taxable person or any other person on account of tax, interest, or penalty which is liable to pay to the government shall be the first charge on the property of such taxable person or such person. Assume a registered person is supposed to pay 20 lakh GST. Now he sold a property for 80 lakh. Out of 80 lakh, first he should pay what? His relatives, huh? No, 20 lakh. First amount, sir, children's, huh? No. First amount is 20 lakh, tax dues. Remaining 60 lakh, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, it's your right. But obviously, income tax department also allows, sir, capital gains tax, sir, anta. They will also come. Because when you have sold the property, you know, na, transfer of capital asset, it will be taxable under the head capital gains. Okay. 83. Provisional attachment to protect revenue in certain cases. Section 83. Subsection 1. Where during the pendency of any proceedings under section 62, 63 or 64, that is 63, 64, you know, na, all these are the assessment. Okay. Or 67 or 73, 67 is not a part of your syllabus. You need not worry. Or section 73, 74, 74A, which we have already discussed. Clear? And the commissioner is of the opinion that for the purpose of protecting the interest of the government revenue, it is necessary to do so. He may, by order in writing, attach provisionally any property including bank account belonging to the taxable person in such manner as may be prescribed. In simple, guys, if any amount is pending by a registered person towards tax to the department, do they have a right to, sir, attach my properties? Yes, they have a right to attach my properties or even bank account, which we already solved. Clear? Do they have that right? Yes. Attach property in the sense what? They will seize it. They will seize it in the sense I cannot sell it now. I cannot sell, or I can sell with their permission. With their permission. Okay. Subsection 2. Every such provisional attachment shall cease to have an effect after the expiry of a period of 1 year from the date of order made under subsection 1. Guys, the attachment of property or bank account is not forever. It is maximum for how many years? 1 year. And within 1 year, The proper officer has to ensure that he will collect the money. Now, will he have a right to sell property on behalf of the person? Yes, they have all the right to sell the property and get the money, whatever they are supposed to get also. Now, assume property has been sold for 50 lakh, but tax dues including interest and penalty is only 30 lakh. Should they give 20 lakh to the registered person? Obviously, whatever is their dues, they will keep it. Remaining, if any excess amount, they will give it to the registered person. Okay. Next, section 84. Continuation and validation of certain recovery proceedings. Section 84. Where any notice of demand in respect of any tax, penalty, interest, or any other amount payable under this Act, hereinafter referred to as government dues, is served upon any taxable person or any other person, and any appeal or revision application is filed or any other proceedings is initiated in respect of such government dues. Guys, simple. They are telling, assume the proper officer issued a notice to me under section 73, 74, or 74A, anywhere under any section, he gave a notice to me telling you need to pay this much. Now I was not okay with it. Can I go and put a case against the proper officer or against the department? Yes, I can go for a court or tribunal telling, sir, see, sir, this person has sent a notice for this much. I am nowhere liable to pay this much. So I am taking the case to the court or tribunal. Okay, in that case, where such government dues are enhanced in such appeal, revision, or other proceedings, the commissioner shall serve upon the taxable person or any other person another notice of demand in respect of the amount by which such government dues are enhanced. See, this also can happen. Now, assume the proper officer had given a notice to me for 10 lakh, telling Vikas you are supposed to pay 10 lakh. I went to a court telling, how should I pay 10 lakh? Court told Vikas pay 12 lakh. They enhanced. They enhanced the amount. So for another 2 lakh, should they issue notice again? Yes. Because initial notice is given for how much? 10 lakh. Now court or tribunal increased the amount, enhanced it. For how much? 12 lakh. So for remaining 2 lakh, a fresh notice has to be given. Yes, I myself invited a problem. Next, B. Where such government dues are reduced. Okay, now green signal. Now green signal. They are reducing it. In such appeal or revision or in other proceedings, it shall not be necessary for the commissioner to serve upon a taxable person a fresh notice. And the commissioner shall give an intimation of such reduction to him and to the appropriate authority with whom recovery proceedings is pending. Assume, guys, sir, order was passed or notice was given for 10 lakh. I took the case to the court. Now court told, because, okay, if I pay 7 lakh. Pay how much? 7 lakh. 7 lakh. So order has been passed by the court or tribunal for 7 lakh. So from 10 lakh, it has been reduced to 7 lakh. Will they give a fresh notice for it? No. Proper officer or commissioner will just intimate me telling, okay, 10 lakh is not required. Now court is telling 7, pay 7. Clear? Yes. Again, fresh notice not required. Please be careful. I repeat, originally notice was given for 10 lakh. Now if I accept and pay it, well and good. If not, if I want to go for an appeal, can I go for an appeal? Yes, with court or tribunal. Now court gave a judgment telling Vikas pay 12 lakh anta. Shocked. Now for remaining 2 lakh, can they give a fresh notice? Yes. Another vice versa. Both cannot happen together. Anyone. Both can both happen. Sir, A as well as B can both happen simultaneously. Obviously no. Court cannot give two to judgment. Okay. Now clause B. Sir, they reduced the amount. Court asked Vikas pay only 7 lakh, not 10 lakh. In that case, the amount has been reduced. Should fresh notice be served for it? No. Commissioner has to just give an intimation telling, okay, pay 7 lakh now. Pay 7 lakh. That's all. So now me, after the clause B, should I pay 10 lakh or 7 lakh? 7 lakh only. Remaining 3 lakh interest and all is there? No. Only 7 lakh. Only 7 lakh. Okay, sir. Fine, guys. So we're done with the topic of demand and recovery. Almost all the section was a part of your syllabus. We have covered it, guys. And to the extent possible, I have also simplified it. But obviously, guys, see, law section, when it is covered for you, we should know what is the content of that section. But wherever possible, to some extent, by giving summary, analysis, table and all, I have tried to simplify it. Is that clear? We have some questions, we will solve on it. That is on demand and recovery. Yes, students. Now we will discuss the questions on demand and recovery topic. Question number 1. And please be careful, these questions will not be included in the question bank. Okay, these questions will be in supplement study material only, as it is an additional topic for you people. Yeah. A showcase notice indicating various discrepancies was issued. Discrepancies means what? Differences. Was issued by a proper officer to a registered person. However, the registered person, despite opportunity given, failed to give satisfactory explanation and reply relating to the shortcomings indicated in the showcase notice. In this backdrop, state as per the provisions of CGST Act 2017, what actions now against registered person may be taken by the proper officer. So what can you do, guys? Scrutiny of returns. You can do the scrutiny of returns as per section 61. Guys, see, whatever questions I have given here, no, these are the questions which was asked in CS professional level. CS professional level. I have already told you this topics, whatever we are covering at the end, no, including demand and recovery. These topics were covered previously where in CS professional. But now under new syllabus, they have moved it for executive. Clear up. Now, sir, you are telling these questions are asked for professional, but why are you teaching now? Similar question they can ask now at executive level. Why? Because topic is covered now at executive level. Clear up. Yes. Chalo. And actually you have at a professional, you have an elective paper, taxation. You have elective paper where you will have number of options, guys. One of the elective paper is tax. So if you're at all, if you are interested in the field of tax, you can choose it. And majority of that we would have already covered in executive. There it becomes very easy for you. Including all this will be there again. Okay. And majority is their content is GST only. That is indirect tax. Okay. Whereas direct tax is there for I guess 30 marks if I'm not wrong. Whereas GST and indirect tax totally is for 70 marks. Clear? Yes. So if at all, if you wish for, you can choose it. If at all, see now you know whether you are feeling interested in tax or not. Okay, if you are developed that interest and sir, I just enjoyed GST, I just enjoyed customs or overall taxation, I enjoyed sir. In that case, you can take that paper as a elective paper, and you have a lot of opportunities even in practical career, guys, with respect to the taxation, especially GST. Why, sir? Because GST is recurring every month. It will be there. Yeah, if you have some good clients base, no, you can aram say handle it. You will also have a recurring revenue because many of my friends are doing it. Yeah, I'm not doing. I'm not handling GST because along with teaching and all, it is very difficult to manage, and especially practice. I'm not too much into practice. I'm just into advisory, consultancy like that. Because if we are, if client is calling, obviously we need to respond on time, on real time basis. Now, when I'm in class, normally I don't attend any calls. I don't respond to any messages. Clear. So what happens if client, if we don't respond on time, they don't like. Yarna, namunna. They don't like us. Clear? Because you are not giving the response on time. So that is why I didn't choose it only. I didn't choose, but still I do some tax advisory consultancy and all. Whereas my wife do. She has a COP. She's take care of it. So anyway, one person in a family is enough. Fine. Subsection 1. As per section 61 of CGST Act 2017, now what power proper officer has in this case? The proper officer may scrutinize the written and related particulars furnished by the registered person to verify the correctness of a return and inform him of the discrepancies noticed, if any, in such manner as may be prescribed, and seek his explanation thereto. Okay, sir. First, he will give a notice and ask for his response. Subsection 2. In case the explanation is found acceptable, the registered person shall be informed accordingly and no further action shall be taken in this regard. But what if it is not satisfactory, sir? Subsection 3. In case no satisfactory explanation is furnished within a period of 30 days of being informed by the proper officer, or such further period as may be permitted by him, or where the registered person, after accepting the discrepancies, fails to take corrective measure in his return for the month in which discrepancy is accepted, the proper officer may, he will have all this power, initiate the audit of accounts of a registered person by the tax authorities under section 65. Guys, but audit is not a part of your syllabus. But does the proper officer has a right to initiate the audit? Yes. Next, initiate special audit of accounts under section 66. Both 65, 66 as well as 67 is not a part of your syllabus. But why have you given here, sir? Proper officer has this right. Clear. But what is this section talking about is not a part of your syllabus. Okay. Initiate inspection, search and seizure under section 67. Last one. Proceed to determine the tax and other dues against the registered person under section 73, 74 or 74A of CGST Act. Last point is part of your syllabus, huh? Yes. Clear? Yes. Fine, guys. Take down. Take it down. Yes. Question number 2. A show cause notice under section 73 subsection 1 other than fraud. Other than fraud. As soon as you see the section number, things has to strike to you guys. Of CGST Act 2017 is being proposed to be issued to Evergreen Farm Technologies Private Limited on 31st July 2023 on account of short payment of tax during the period between 1st July 2019 to 31st December 2019. Guys, this period is a period covered under the notice or the order. Now, this will fall in which financial year? 1920. First lock that. The notice has to be issued for a period which is for a financial year 1920. Okay. Evergreen Farm Technologies Private Limited contends that the show cause notice so proposed to be issued on 31st July 2023 means they want to give the notice on what day itself? The proper officer, 31st July 2023, is a time barred in law and is thus a bad notice. Means what Evergreen is telling is, sir, whatever notice proper officer is giving, no, sir, it is not valid because time is already over. Time is already over to what? To issue notice under section 73. Okay. You are required to examine the technical veracity of the contention of Evergreen Farm Technologies Private Limited as per CGST Act 2017. Guys, simple. We need to answer from two sections point of view. 73.1, 73.2. 73 subsection 1 gives power to the proper officer to issue notice. Within what time is given in subsection 2? Within what time is given in subsection 2, which depends on within what time the order has to be issued. Within what time the order has to be issued, because we need to go forward and then come backward. Then come backward for section 73 as well as 74. Okay, let us see. The show cause notice under section 73 subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017 can be issued as per section 73 subsection 2, that is the time limit. To issue notice under subsection 1, the time limit is given in where? Subsection 2. At least 3 months prior to the time limit specified for issuance of order under section 73 subsection 10. So 73 subsection 10 talks about what? The time limit to pass the order of CGST Act 2017. The adjudication order under section 73 subsection 10 of CGST Act 2017 has to be issued within 3 years from the due date for furnishing of annual return for the financial year to which short paid or not paid tax relates to. Guys, okay, let us see. The notice is for which financial year, people? 1920. So for the financial year 1920, what is the due date to file GSTR 9? That is annual return. 31st December 2020, correct? Yes. From here, within 3 years, order has to be passed. Order has to be passed. That means, can I take it as 31st December 2023? Yes, sir. 3 years. This is the order date. Okay, now at least 3 months before this, that is 30th September 23. This is the deadline to issue what? Notice. But in the given case, they are willing to issue notice when? 31st July, before September. So is it a valid notice? Yes, it is a valid notice. Yes, it is a valid notice, guys. Okay. The due date under section 44 of CGST Act 2017 for furnishing annual return in GSTR 9 for financial year is 31st day of December following the end of such financial year. In the given case, show cause notice has been issued for a period between 1st July 2019 to 31st December 2019, which falls in the financial year 1920, to Evergreen Farm Technologies Private Limited on 30th 1st July 2023. So notice with respect to 1st July to 31st December 2019. But when are they giving the notice? 31st July 2023. Okay, this is the given scenario. Due date for furnishing the annual return for the financial year 1920 is 31st December 2020. And 3 years period from the due date of filing the annual return will expire when? 31st December 2023. This is the deadline to pass order. 3 months before this. Thus, the show cause notice under section 73 subsection 1 ought to have been issued latest by what date? 30th September 2023. In the given case, is it given before this? Yes. Since in the given case, the notice has been issued on 31st July 2023, notice is not a time barred. So it is not a time barred notice and has been issued correctly. The contention of Evergreen Farm Technologies Private Limited is not valid in law. They're trying to take a protection telling, no, the notice is not valid because the time limit is over. But is it true? No, time limit is still there. So is the notice valid, people? Yes. See, they can frame a sentence like this. Straight away, they will not ask you, what is the time limit to pass the notice or to pass the order? They will give one scenario like this and ask you to answer. Where you should know the timelines, guys. Very important. See, all three sections, whatever we have covered now, 73, 74, 74A, especially the difference is what? The timeline and penalty part. Please be careful with it because, see, they want to test that area where students might get confused. Instead of writing 73, you might write 74. Or instead of writing 74, you might write 74A. Some mistakes students might do. Correct now. Please be careful with it. Take down, people. Take down. Whatever I have given in that green color, that is just a timeline. OD stands for order date. N stands for notice. If you want, you can take down that also. And 31st December is the due date to file annual return. This is the due date for annual return. And we need to count 3 years from there. Question number 3. Mention the due date or maximum time allowed for the following. Okay. It is one of the sub-question asked. Issue of orders under section 74 subsection 10 of CGST Act. Guys, as soon as you see section 74, you should understand that it is a fraud case. Clear? So for fraud, more time is given or less time? More time. Not 3 years. It is 5 years from the due date. Yeah. The proper officer shall issue the orders under section 74 subsection 10 within a period of 5 years from the due date of furnishing the annual return for the financial year for which the tax has not been paid or short paid, or input tax as wrongly availed or utilized relates to, or within a 5 years from the date of erroneous refund tax. Yes, sir. Chalo, take down. It was one of the sub question, not the complete question. Yes. Question number 4. State with brief reasons whether the following are true or false as per GST law. Again, guys, it is one of the subpart asked in the question. Commissioner can grant time for payment of GST liability in maximum 20 installments for the self-assessed tax shown in GST return as per section 80. Is it maximum 20? No, 24, guys. Not exceeding 24. Yeah. False. As per section 80 of CGST Act, the commissioner cannot grant payment of tax in installment in respect of self-assessed tax. Self-assessed tax means the registered person himself calculated. Can he allow? Can proper officer allow to pay self-assessed tax in installment? No. They asked me to pay so much amount, which I am not paying in one installment. Listen. Okay, let me come in the order. First, I was supposed to pay. First option is always what? Self-assessment. I didn't pay. Now they did some assessment and they asked me to pay some amount, which I am not able to pay in one installment or in one shot. Can I request them, sir, please grant me a permission to pay in installment? Yes, they can grant for how much? Maximum 24 monthly installments. However, in respect of any amount due other than self-assessed tax, other than self-assessed tax means what, people? I was supposed to pay but not paid. Now they have demanded me to pay. Okay. The commissioner can provide monthly installments not exceeding 24 months for the purpose of payment of tax. Guys, monthly means obviously it is 24 months, maximum 24. Sir, can he grant less than 24? Yes. But can he grant more than 24? No, not possible. Is that clear? So two things were wrong here. One is they have used the word self-assessment. You can see here. That is also wrong. Whereas 20 installment, that is also wrong, people. Clear? Yes. Take down.